Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome in. I see my cam just took a poo-poo. I'll get that working here in just a second. Hey, as always, it's KGB from the C Sports Network, the Clan HBS channel, guys and gals. Here for another live stream of the Braves baseball franchise. There you have it. Yes, sir, indeed. We have a free game series, game 2 with the Brewers tonight. Game 1, we got decimated, 10-0. We're starting to set records that we don't want to set. I think we're somewhere around 24 innings with no runs. It surpassed. All right, still got to fix that. It surpassed a 10-year mark that we had that of 22. We tied that, and we surpassed last night. So, not a good deal with that. That's for sure. All right. There we go. Let's try that. Well, what's up, everybody? Hey, David, what's up, my friend? All right, so as always, guys and gals, we are 20 minutes live ahead of the first pitch week. As usual, we go 20 minutes early. Like I said, got to be able to hit the doodads and the ding-a-lingers and the whatchamacallas. Get everything all set up for the stream. Tonight, again, we're on the VPN, so we will be using the broadcast, the radio broadcast. I think it went quite well last night. Nice and synced up. It only got out of whack a couple times. It was pretty easy to get back in. Wife and son are home. All right, sorry about the dogs barking, everybody. The wife and son are home. So. One of these. Freezer for that, if you would. At least for 10 or 15 minutes. All right. Got Papa Chad out. Yes, we are on the right page. Here's interactive. So we can go over our starting lineup, and they did shake it up again. We got Soler, however you want to pronounce it, right fielder batting first. Austin Riley, third baseman, batting second. Marcell Ozuna, the DH, the designated hitter, batting third for us. Our first baseman, Matt Olson, batting fourth. Orlando Arcia, the shortstop for the Atlanta Braves, batting fifth. Then we got Adam Duvall coming back in to play left field and batting sixth. We got Sean Murphy coming in to catch tonight, and he'll be batting seventh. Jared Kelnick will be moving to center field. Or I think he might have been in center field yesterday. He'll be batting eighth. And then we got Whit Merrifield, our second baseman, moving to the ninth batting position. And we have left-handed pitcher Chris Sale will be the starting pitcher for tonight's contest. So, can we do something with this lineup? We have to. Guys and gals, the Phillies had lost 13 of their last 18 games. If at any one time it have been a better time for us to catch them, it would be now. And we couldn't. We got decimated 10-0. I don't know what's going on with the coaching, but Snick there's no way he should have left Elder out there like he did. None. Elder buried us right away. Five batters in, we were down 3-0. And Snit let it go all the way to 7 before he pulled him. That is unreal, knowing that our players are not batting like they were last year. They're just not. We're not getting on base as much as we did. In the last 2 seasons, we're not getting on the base as much as we did. Why would you let a pitcher bury us like that? Oh, boo-hoo, you're afraid your bullpen might get a little tired. Well, tough. At least we might pull out a win. At least we might go to the playoffs. These guys are professionals. They're paid for this. Look at the way baseball was in the old days. And I'm not even talking 60 years ago. 15, 20 years ago. These guys went 9 innings pitching. They didn't cry boo-hoo. So, my opinion, I think we need to look for a new coach because Snit does not. I don't know, guys. It's just unreal. What do you think? Do you think the Braves will look for a pitcher? Or a pitcher? A new head coach? I don't. I don't think they will. Hey, maybe they're chalking this season up already. Maybe that's what it is, and that they just don't care. I don't know. But as an avid fan that is very passionate about it, it downright upsets me. Because there's so many games we should have won if the coaching would have been better. So, with tonight, we're pulling out all the stops, as you can see. Tonight, we're dressed in red. We got the red fedora. We got the finger that I can give the Brewers the finger. And we got the tomahawk. Let's go. Let's go. We are here to show as much positive support for our guys as possible. Get that mojo to them. Get that mojo to them.
Bad losses, and so far he's been great. He's 5-1, and the Braves have won 5 of those games, and he's only scoring a 1.42 ERA.
We got some sound going.
He's been nails when the team needed him most, and really, what's most important about it is turning the momentum around, making the team feel good, feel like they have a chance to win early in the game especially.
Well, in his last outing, it was against these Brewers. He didn't have a great first inning, gave up 2 runs. And I think most pitchers at that point would have said, I'm on a path to a bad night. He didn't give up anything the rest of the ball game. So
that's right,
to me,
Thomas.
that's what makes him so good. Even when he's
Let's
not
ask
his best,
everybody.
he's still really good.
44's in the chat.
Such a competitor, and
the
that,
late,
that
great
mental
Hank
toughness
Aaron.
that he has is that doesn't
The
grow on trees.
MVP.
He's honed that over a long career. And yeah, he was fantastic.
There's
3
been a lot of
singles to start off the game,
MVPs.
2 runs,
Yeah,
and he
guys
had to
give a
buckle down and
nickname
kind of empty the tank a
afterwards,
little bit earlier than he wanted to.
He
Give
is
Brewers
the
credit. They worked him pretty
MVP.
hard. He had 3 walks, and
This
he only has a
Atlanta Braves
handful of those games
franchise.
this season so far. So look for him to come out early and get off to a fast start.
Henry,
All right,
Hank
hopefully a
Aaron.
good start for him, but more importantly, hopefully some run support for Chris Sale, something the Braves have not done in their last 2 ball games.
We'll see
When
how
we come
Chris
back,
Sale
I'll
does
introduce
for
you
us
to the starting
today.
lineups for both teams, and then shortly thereafter, we'll have the first pitch of the game. Braves and Brewers tonight on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Are you an annoying?
So we are about 10 minutes out, guys and gals. First pitch is scheduled for 6:20 Central, 7:20 Eastern. That's right, 6:20 Central, 7:20 Eastern. All night long. All night long. Yeah. All right. How you doing, Thomas? Welcome in, friend. All right, so let's see here. All right, so well, absolutely, we need to win it, but you can't win it when you got a guy like Snit making the calls, and that's just bottom line. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to slap that thumbs up for us, will you? stick around if you see what you want.
Peralta, he's 6-6 with a
If you
389
like
ERA.
what you see,
He did
like
not
what you
win
hear,
in the
be
month of
sure to hit that
July.
subscribe
So obviously
button.
he's looking for a big
And
win
be
for
sure
his
to
team
slap the
tonight.
notification
So
bell
again
at
for the
the top
Brewers,
so you
it's
don't miss any
Churio,
future
Hoskins,
content.
Sanchez, Contreras, Adames, Ortiz, Perkins, Monasterio,
I'd like
Mitchell,
to give some shout-outs
and
right away
Peralta
at the
on
beginning of the
mound.
stream.
Now for the
I'd like
Braves,
to
are
give
going to
a
snap a
shout-out to On
three-game
the Go
losing
with
skid. The
CeeLo.
Braves are managed
On
by
the Go
Brian
with CeeLo.
Snitker, a record of
Another great
16-52,
streamer.
and the Braves are in second place in the
You
East.
can head on
6.5
over to
games
your
back of the
YouTube
Phillies.
search and
Atlanta leads it
type
off tonight with right fielder
On
Jorge
the Go
Soler,
with
batting
CeeLo,
second,
all
third
one
baseman
word.
Austin Riley, and hitting third,
CeeLo has
hitter
a
Marcelo
dash
Zuna.
in it.
Hitting cleanup, first
Can't miss
baseman
it.
Matt Olson.
Another
Batting fifth,
just
shortstop
tremendous
Orlando
streamer.
Arcia. Batting
Very,
sixth,
very
left fielder
friendly,
Adam
very
Duvall.
helpful.
Hitting
He's
seventh,
on his
catcher
way to
Sean Murphy. Batting eighth, center fielder
19,000
Jared
subscribers,
Kelenic.
guys.
Batting ninth,
So
second
if you
baseman
haven't,
Whit
if
baseman
you
Whit
don't know who he
Merrifield.
is,
And on the
head
mound
on
for the
over
Braves,
there,
their ace,
give
left-handed
that
Chris
man
Sale,
a
13-3 with a
and like his
2.71 ERA.
content
He
for it.
leads the league in
Won't
wins,
be
ERA,
disappointed.
and WHIP this season.
Another
Looking
great
for,
dude,
his
do
14th win of the
sports.
season, become the
Guy's
first big
been
leaguer
around
with 14
since,
wins
like,
this year.
2012,
So again for the Braves, it's
2010,
Soler, Riley Ozuna,
like 14
Olson,
years.
Arcia, Duvall,
Another
Murphy,
great
Kelenic,
streamer.
Merrifield,
He
and
doesn't
Sale
do
on the
any
mound.
streaming with
When Darren
with
and I
sound,
come back, we'll have the first pitch of
but
the game. Braves
very
and Brewers right
knowledgeable
around the
about,
corner on the
about
Atlanta
what he
Braves Radio
streams,
Network.
and he makes the
A coach who knows the
broadcasts
game can teach their
really,
team how to
really
win
good
quickly.
that way.
But one who
So
genuinely cares
head on
about
over to
each
the
player
YouTube search and you can type
can inspire them to
at
win.
under
At
it's
Truist,
at
we believe the same is true for banking.
YouTube.com.
Because when you work with
/
someone
at
who knows a
Truist
lot
Sports.
and cares even more,
Then we got Mr.
unstoppable.
Maverick,
Truist,
my
leaders in
cohort,
banking,
who is missing
unwavering in
tonight.
care.
I haven't
Start
heard a word
feeling
from him.
Unstoppable.
So
Visit
I don't-
Truist.com/care.
I don't know
Truist
what's
Bank,
going
member
on with him.
FDIC, leading based on top 10 U.S. commercial bank.
I'm sure he worked today and just
a new
probably at
Camry.
home resting.
I spy a sporty RAV4.
I spied
But anyways,
deals on the entire lineup at the
You can
Toyota
check his
National
channel out
Sales
by
Event.
Good.
heading on over to YouTube and going to the
2024
search,
Toyota
type
RAV4 LE for
youtube.com
$349 a month for 36 months.
/@
Also valid
Maverick
December 3rd,
Sports.
2024. Well-qualified lessees with
Then we got the Dixon Way.
3648 Duet Sonic. No security deposit with select equipment.
I
350
think
disposition
it's
fee. Excludes
at
tax, tag, registration,
the
title, and
Dixon
dealer
Way.
fees. See dealer for details.
I don't have a link
Let's
for
go
him.
places.
The 2024 Braves
Now,
promotional
let me
calendar features
grab
a variety
this
of
out.
exciting gate giveaways.
I don't
See
wanna
the
mess
full
up their
schedule
channel
and get your
names here. I
tickets
wanna
at
get you the right
Braves.com/promos.
Hey Lane, I see you in the
Jim
chat.
Chastain here with
Welcome
ASW
in.
Distillery. Growing up in Athens, I've been a Braves fan
Oh, you
my
subbed
entire
to Goose?
life, and I've got the
Alright.
pictures and Kool-Aid socks to prove it. Fiddler
I
Chin
always
Music
thought you were
fastball
already a
release is
sub.
now available
Yeah,
in your
Goose is a
local
good
stores
dude. I
and
like
available
him.
to sample at all three
He's always been
ASW
really, really
Distillery
courteous to
locations.
me.
This smooth,
Very
weeded
helpful
release
if
is
I
finished
ever
in
asked
sweet
him any
toasted
questions
barrels, specifically
or how to do
selected to be
something
right
on
down the
YouTube.
middle
He's
for the
always
bourbon
been
drinker in your
super
life.
helpful.
Fiddler Chin Music is easy to spot in its Sunday Reds all over Braves country from ASW Distillery, a proud partner of the Braves.
Hey, this is RG Lamar, one of over 600 pecan growers
All right,
in the
looks
state
like
of
CeeLo
Georgia.
is
we
live.
work
He
hard
wants
to
to
ensure
stream tonight's
Georgia
game as well.
pecans
Yes,
are
he is.
bigger and sweeter than pecans from anywhere else. Now, some of the pecans in your local market might not be from Georgia. So what we're asking before you buy is simply look for the Georgia Grown
Dixon, here we
logo
go.
on the bag. Or go online.
Okay,
Search for a Georgia
to get to
pecan farm
Dixon's
and have
channel,
them ship
it would
you a
be
bag directly.
youtube.com
Georgia pecans,
/
they're the best in the world.
_Dixon
The Atlanta Braves are
_
proud
way.
to host Alumni Weekend.
Great,
presented by
another
your
great
local
Braves
Ford
streamer.
dealer, August 23rd through
I'm
the 25th.
pretty sure
when
he
the
does a lot of
Washington
the
Nationals
Atlanta
come to
stuff.
Truist Park. The weekend
So,
kicks off
Atlanta
Friday
Hawks,
with the Braves Legends Parade through the
basketball,
followed by
you
an
got the
alumni
Atlanta
roll call on the
Falcons,
field. Saturday's
football, and
activities
then
include
the Atlanta
autograph
Braves
sessions
for the
with your
baseball.
favorite former Braves and the
So,
always
yeah, be sure to check
competitive
them out if
home
you're
run
interested in that
competition.
kind of stuff.
Don't miss the fun. Find all
Another-
the details
another
and
great-
get your tickets
another great
at
streamer. Larry's a good dude.
Braves.com/alumni
He's
weekend.
been so supportive of my channel and helped me out.
So when you
Just
want the Braves
can't ask for
on
anything
demand,
more.
just tap that 680 The Fan app.
So make sure you download it now and don't miss a pitch of the Braves this season.
Then we have
We're
play-by-play
so glad you're with us here on a Wednesday
with
night on the
JJ.
Atlanta Braves Radio Network. We've got a gorgeous evening here in Atlanta, Georgia.
That would be youtube.com/@PVP with JJ.
Or hotel.
PVP
Your grocery delivery.
WITH
That was
JJ.
faster than room service.
Another great
violence in
streamer.
the lobby.
And then
Cheers.
Rhino, last
Anyway,
but not
sit
least,
back,
we got
relax,
Rhino.
Get delivery in as fast as
And
30 minutes.
Rising
Star,
Rhino.
Your favorite snacks, drinks,
Another
and
guy
more.
that I
Download
absolutely
and
love
start delivery in
watching.
the first 3 orders. Rated H for hungry audiences. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum
His His link is youtube.com/@rising.
We all belong outside. We're drawn to nature. Whether it's the recorded
Rising
sounds
Rhino.
of the ocean we doze off to.
There you
or
have
the
it, ladies and
succulents
gentlemen.
that adorn
Those
our
are my
homes.
recommended
Nature
streamers
makes
for
all
you.
of our lives, well, better. Despite all this, we often go about
They are
our
all
busy lives
very
removed
so.
from it.
I mean,
But the
these
outdoors
guys
is closer than we
are
realize.
so helpful.
With All Trails, you can
They're
discover trails nearby.
they're not
and
selfish.
explore
They
confidently
want to help
with offline
other
maps
streamers
and
get
on-trail
big.
navigation.
You know, they're not.
Download the free
They're
app
not out
today
there
and
just
make the
doing it
most
for
of your
themselves.
summer with All
They're,
Trails.
they're also helping with the community.
When you're high, you
And those
feel
are the
different.
type of people that I
think different.
I
you
could
talk
stand behind
different,
and
you draw
support.
different. You listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
It's 4 a.m. and you're
Right,
sucking
couldn't
deep.
put that any better. Guys and gals, those states, those of you that are in a state that
behind the plate,
it is
Sean Murphy,
legalized.
and on the mound, left-hander Chris Sale. He has been a delight to watch this
Treat it
season.
just like you would
His
it,
first
drinking
year in a
and
Braves
driving.
uniform.
Don't do it.
6'6", 180, left-hander out of Lakeland, Florida. 35 years old. He's had a terrific career.
All right, so the
And
Braves
he's
are
adding another
taking the
chapter
field.
to what has been a terrific career for Sale.
Chris Sale now
Something that
on
he's
the
never
plate.
done in his career is win the Cy Young.
All right,
in
let's
fact,
get the
he's been a
interactive
runner-up
rolling.
multiple times. Lots of top 10 finishes, but he's never won. And with 50 games left in the season, you'd probably say he's the odds-on favorite at this point to win the National League Cy Young. But still a long way to go, and he has more to write into his chapter for the 2024 season, and he'll write a little bit more tonight. For Sale, he's made 20 starts, 13-3 with a 2.71 ERA. He leads the league in wins. He leads the league in ERA, and he has the lowest whip in the league. And his last outing was against these same Brewers, so back-to-back appearances versus the same team. In that outing on the 31st, he went into the 6th inning, couldn't escape, but he only gave up 2 runs. Surrendered 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, got a no decision in a ball game the Braves won. And Darren, as we welcome you back in, something that we were discussing earlier, for Chris, tonight is his first home start in over a month. His last 4 starts were all on the road. His last home start was the 3rd of July versus the Giants, and it's got to be good to be at home for the first time in a while. He's 8-0 in this ballpark.
Yeah, he's got to love pitching here. Might have needed
All right, guys and gals, give me 1 second.
Like you said, it's been a long layoff, but you could take Chris Sale anywhere, and he's going to be good. So looking for him to get started on the right foot here.
At home this season, he's 8-2 with a 2.72 ERA. On the road, 5-3 with a 2.70 ERA. So the ERA has been about the same. And he's looking for another good performance tonight, even up this series, and go for the series tomorrow in the finale when the Braves have Charlie Barton on the mound versus Frankie Montas. It'll be Jackson Churio, Reese Hoskins, and Gary Sanchez up to the plate for the Brewers here in the top of the first inning. Something to keep in mind is the first inning, not only for Sale, but also Peralta. When we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Darren will tell you a little bit more about this as we progress, but both of these pitchers have had issues with the first inning of ball games. We'll see how that plays out in this ball game. Meanwhile, there's a gate open in left field. We got to wait for somebody to close the gate before we can play some baseball. And somebody darts out of the Brewers bullpen. He's trying to figure out how to close the gate. There you go. There's gate number 1. Got the left side. Now he's shutting the right side and pinning everybody in here. Getting ready to start this rodeo up here in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, they've secured the gate. Chris Sale just looking out there, waiting on them to finish.
The Freeze left his front door open out there down the left field line.
All right, all the gates are closed. Climbing in Jackson Churio, who was 2 for 6 in last night's ball game. Lefty Sale looks to be ready. Exhales. And now for the ball game. The first pitch.
All right, so the first pitch has been thrown. We got to wait for the interactive to catch up. It's about probably 25 seconds behind. We'll get that synced up.
Will miss high, and we're underway at 7:23 Eastern,
right.
6:23 Central.
We are
and
live.
Like always, the time of the first pitch is brought to you by Schumann Farms. Look for real sweet brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms, now in a store near you. 1-0 pitch to Churio. Aiming for the outside corner, missed with a sinker, and a 2-0 count. If Sale can win tonight, he'd be the first pitcher in the big leagues to 14 wins this year. There's the 2-0 pitch on the way to Churio. In for a called strike. Over the outside corner, good changeup.
Now, you mentioned Sale's first inning struggles. It's not all that uncommon for these starting pitchers. He has a 4.95 ERA, which really stands out with that glimmering 2.71.
There's a called strike. Good changeup again.
That he's sporting over all the innings. Also giving up 5 of his 8 home runs in the first. And 8 out of his 28 walks. So got to get over this first hurdle here for Chris Sale.
How about a strikeout right here? 2-2. Ask and ye shall receive. Swing and a miss at a slider.
That's a swing and a miss, so that's
goes down swinging,
1K on the day.
With those numbers, if Sale pieces together a 1-2-3 first inning, I don't know.
Thank you, Lane, for that link there
put
for
your seatbelt
Dixon.
on. He's got his good stuff cooking tonight.
Yeah, his last start against these Brewers just last week, they worked him hard out of the gate. 3 consecutive singles. He really had to grind through that first inning. And to the end, the numbers weren't very Chris Sale-like.
Reese Hoskins climbs in, takes a called strike. Good slider on the inside corner.
Now,
yeah, George is at the game. Section
bad.
15.
We're used to Chris.
I have no idea where that's at. But check it out, Lane.
He worked him a little bit, had 3 walks.
I don't know if you're in here. I don't know if you can see me now.
Lefty kicks and brings it 0-1.
We are
takes a call
running it all
right out of the gate. Change-ups and
got
sliders.
the Federo tonight. Got
He's
the
a
red
pitcher.
shirt.
He's not afraid to throw
got
those
my
pitches.
hammer. Tell me
That
how.
slider has always been there. He's added that
Got the
devastating
finger
changeup
to
this
give the
season.
Brewers when they start making me mad.
Way ahead, 0-2. Pitch on the way, softly tapped up the middle.
That's going to be
Arcia
tapped up the
slides
middle.
to it,
Arcia
and
with
he's able to
it,
smother
and
Can't do anything with it. Wasn't
doesn't
hit
do
all
anything
that
with
hard,
it.
but
That's
it was
going to
hit
be
the right place. And Arcia had to range hard to his left just
single.
to get leather
1
on
out
it.
single.
And he dusts himself off as he gets up off the infield dirt. That'll be an infield single for Reese Hoskins.
I think Whitfield had a better play on it, and Arcia just kind of
hit to the right place.
Yeah, that was a spray chart hit.
I think Whitfield would have had a play on that.
Orlando was shaded over to the 6th.
Orlando had to slide,
a routine ball,
get the ball, and he would have had to stand up and spin to throw it. Whitfield just would have had reached down, catch it with the glove, and throw it. I think
for Chris Sale,
Orlando made a mental error. He should have let Whitfield field that ball.
This is just his 4th career start versus Milwaukee. Saw them last week. Prior to that, you have to go back to 2015. Find the last time he saw the Brewers.
Let's go Braves!
And prior to that, 2012. 1-0 pitch on the way. Strike. On the inside corner, good slider. That pitch working pretty well against the righties here out of the gate. Altogether for Chris in his career, 1-0 with a 1.66 ERA versus the Brewers. No score, top of the first inning. Lefty-righty matchup, and the 1-1 pitch on the way. Cuts it loose and missed that changeup.
So he is showing a lot of that soft stuff, the slider and the changeup this inning. Probably, I would guess, because the Brewers hit
got
the fastball.
Got a K on the
game
day,
baby. They're really keyed in on picking out his fastball and swinging at that. So, hey, if you're going to be aggressive, I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to pull the string. I'm going to
something new that I'll be doing with
that adjustment.
future streams here.
Got a 1-2 count on Sanchez.
All my moderators are actually going to start getting.
And the 1-2 from Sale. Adios. Silly
here you go, Sale, baby.
And went up and in. And after
that's
all
2.
That probably looked like it
was
2
Ks.
114.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, soften him up early. Went hard late. We call that pitching backwards.
Where were you, Sale, when we needed you yesterday?
As you mentioned, looks even harder than
oh, that's right. You're playing for us today.
So a couple of strikeouts for Sale. Here's William Contreras.
Snitting, letting Elder bury a
3 for 4 in the ball
runs.
game, including a triple. Pitch on the way from Sale. That'll miss outside.
That's outside,
it
ball
really
1.
Is remarkable stuff for Chris Sale. We talk about the fastball. He can sink it. Also a slider and a changeup. And for most of his career, being the dominant lefty that he has been, he's facing tons of right-handed
I don't remember
batters,
what I was saying.
And he can get righties, opposite-handed hitters out with all of his stuff. There's a called strike. And to me, that seems like
yeah, that's right. We're all set.
I mean, he's so nasty. This season, opposing managers recognize.
All right, William Contreras. This season with a 283 average, 12 homers, 63 ribbies, and a 799 OPS.
There's a
1-1 in the count. 2 outs, runner on first.
And
that's high and outside.
Being good for your whole career. He's in his 14th season now. Is about making.
Or I should say high and inside.
A new changeup grip.
Came to the inside.
Shortly after he got traded over
inside
to the Braves
side.
this year. Learned a new pitching grip from a pitching
Hey,
coach.
Frank, how you doing?
Change of his career.
Doing very good. Thank you for asking.
Awaits 2-1 pitch, ground ball up the middle, a base hit in the left.
Ground ball. That's going to be a base hit.
Down to second, Hoskins will hold there.
So that's
a couple of singles here in
two-run
the first inning for the
or a
Brewers.
two-out
That brings
single.
Willie Adames up to the
You
plate.
put runners on first and second.
So he was traded on December 30th, and he would drive up Highway 75 to North
Ah,
Portland, his home in Naples, Florida. And he learned a different changeup grip from the AAA pitching coach last year, McAvoy, and it's changed his career. He now has, by run value, the most valuable changeup for any starter in the
Frank
Major Leagues.
Patterson.
After having
So who you rooting for
middle-of-the-road
there,
changeup
Frank?
for the rest of his career, and it's made him so tough on those right-handed hitters.
You don't mind
as
me
well.
asking? And if you're not a fan of either the Braves or the Brewers, and you like another team,
for an old dog, huh?
feel free to let us know.
That's
We
impressive.
don't have issue with that.
He's 35 years old. He was 34 this past offseason, so that's a guy who had 13 years behind him in the big
Unless you're a
leagues.
Philly-
34 years
Philly
old,
fan.
said, I'm going to try to get even better and mix things up with a new pitch. Here's
We're
the
kind
one
of
pitch on the
cursing
way.
them.
Adames takes a called strike.
Giving them the
He'd
hex.
thrown a
The
changeup
hex.
in the past, but it's like he went back to the drawing board with it, didn't he?
He did. So from a traditional
He is so
changeup, you
far,
throw it from the
Lane,
inside
knock
of the
on
ball, you
wood.
pronate it. And what the coach showed him was that you can throw it from the other side of the ball if you use the seam-shifted wake principle.
1-1 from Sale. Adames takes a slider low and in.
Low and inside, so that'll be ball two. 2-1 the count.
And it produces very sharp, sudden movement at the last second. So
Plop, plop.
Chris has this new trick. He's just got to figure out how to use it. And
Plop,
he's
plop,
done that
fizz,
very well.
fizz. Oh, what a
Freddy's
relief it
actually getting
is.
lower off that than his slider.
Ready with a 2-1. Pitch on the way. Good pitch. Over the outside.
Got
corner with the
him
slider.
on
What
that
you're supposed to do with that if you're a
corner.
right-handed
Strike
batter.
two. That was a very generous call
talked
from
about his
this
toughness.
this hump.
His command is on a
That
display
was
here.
outside
stuff
the
just got
box.
even better when he added that changeup. He's a complete package, and that's why, as you mentioned, he is the front runner for the NL Cy Young Award.
Yeah, those numbers back up all his hard work and getting even better in his 14th season. 2-2 to the plate. Low and inside, not a
Low
bad
and
idea,
inside,
that
ball
slider.
three. So the count
Not
is
an
now
easy pitch to
full.
lay off of with
We
two
have two
strikes
outs,
and two
runners
down.
on first and second, top of the first, tie game.
Adames 1
0,
for 11 in his career
0.
versus Sale. And Chris trying to make him 1
Chris
for 12
Sale on
in
his
this inning.
21st pitch,
Runners
so
at first and second, 2 down. They're going to take off.
kind of
right
not
here.
where we want to
There
see
they
him in the
go,
first
3-2
inning.
Pitch blew it by him.
Got him! That's 3 Ks, baby!
Able to use the slider again. 3 strikeouts in the first inning.
3
for Chris
strikeouts
Sale,
in the first
who
inning
put
for
on a
Chris
clinic
Sale.
there versus Cheerio, Sanchez, and Adames with his strikeouts. We're to the bottom of the first inning. Brewers nothing, and the Braves coming up when we come back.
Yeah! Woo! Dun, 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 dun. That'd be better if we had some scoring. Hey, Brewers! Up yours! Been a Braves fan for over 30 years. I was born in New York, but I can't stand the Stankies or the Mets. Dad was a Dodgers fan, the Brooklyn Dodgers. We became Brewer fans. Oh, during the TBS days. Okay. Well, welcome in, my friend. You got quite a history with baseball, man. That's awesome. Well, Lane, I got called today by the doctor again. Well, the doctor's nurse. I get to start another new med. But this one I really need, so now they're going to start me on Lasix to help get rid of the water retention and the problems in my legs. So I'm looking forward to that. It's pretty bad when you push on my legs and your fingerprints will stay there for up to 2.5 minutes. It's not good. So they're going to help me with that. But it's taking another med.
Blake Perkins and
all right, here we go. We are back to Truist Park.
Freddy Peralta.
Here comes
Solar. Right-hander ready to bring his first pitch.
Let's do this.
Jorge takes a called strike. Nothing in one on him. And obviously,
take a called strike for
report that the Braves have for Peralta still fresh
one
on their minds after just seeing him on the 31st.
Yeah, that should help them here, facing him just a week later.
There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Soler. Ground ball fair down the right field line.
That's fair down the right field line all the way to the corner. He's going to move to 2. Will he go for 3? Oh, come on, Jorge. What are you doing? You could have went 3. What's this half at? Oh, come on. He just nonchalantly jogging.
The offense has been hibernating. What does a Bear do when it gets?
Come on, Snick, get on him. That should have been a triple.
That's a great start to a feat.
That went all the way to the corner. The right fielder went to pick up the ball, dropped the ball.
Best chance to get him early.
That would have been a triple all day long, man.
Brings Riley up to the plate.
And he just
score for now. The pitch on the way to Austin will miss high.
He was just getting the second
from
at the
well, he's a tough customer.
The fielder was allowed to drop the ball, pick it up, and throw it, and he just barely made it to second. I mean,
a changeup, and he'll show a curve.
Oh, he should have been hustling.
Righty
That's been the problem all season.
Fouled back.
Our guys
right on a 1-1 count.
Not taking it serious, evidently.
I mentioned Peralta struggles. Got over a 6 ERA here. He's given up a third of his home runs he's allowed. He's given up 18 of them, so he is.
All right, so we got Austin Riley at bat, 261 average, 15 homers, 47 ribbies, and a 784 OPS. That's going to be rocking it out to left field. That's going to bring home Solar. Braves now have the lead, 1-0.
Riley opens fire.
Riley with the RBI double, baby.
That's exactly what you want to see.
There you go. There you go.
Run 2 batters into the ball game. Back-to-back doubles from Soler and from Riley.
I know, Lane. I know, but it's just frustrating for how poorly the team is playing.
Lineup, just getting that first run on the board. As I discussed, this is a pretty good
pitcher
on the mound, so to get to him early and make him.
I'm a dedicated fan. I get so engrossed in it.
That ends a drought of 24.
I go to sleep thinking about our losses, and I can't sleep.
Marcell Ozuna takes called strike.
Oh, here comes. Let's hope is
because I really got tired of keeping count.
Ooh.
I know it.
Only 3 teams in baseball this year.
All right, Marcell is down below 300 again. He's got a 297 batting average, 32 home runs.
Big bouncer to the right side. That'll advance Riley over
That'll
to third base.
That'll advance Riley to third, but Big Bear out at first, so that's going to be out number 1.
Those other 3 teams who had longer streaks.
Big Bear was 32 home runs, 66. I thought it was said
in May where they didn't score.
66 ribbies. I might be wrong about that. Maybe that was 86 ribbies.
And the Royals also 25 innings back in June.
Yeah, those are really good offensive clubs.
Well, yeah, I realize we got the injuries, but that's what our
Olsen takes a
our minor league's supposed to be, you know, to bring up the prospects.
That goes down as a 4-3 in the book for Ozuna, but that's a very productive team out. Runner on second, no outs. You could see
I still contribute a lot of our losses to poor management
with all of his energy just to move that runner over.
Well, 1 to Olsen, fouled off 0-2.
Ooh.
And when he got back to the
Olsen got a hold of that one, but fouled it off.
5-5s because everybody recognizes if we're not hitting home runs, we got to find a way to manufacture runs. And moving the runner over there so that a sac fly or a pass ball scores him is a big play.
You know, and that's just it. You know, David, you're calling for Matty to do some ABC ball, right? And he's more than capable.
6 feet tall, 202
absolutely more than capable of doing it. And he has an eye for it.
Start of the season,
he could easily hit a ground ball or a blooper, you know, hit it out to the gap.
2 runs, 3 hits, couple walks, 7 strikeouts. Got a no decision.
It just depends on.
Flip foul into the seats down the left field line.
Okay, that was foul ball. I thought he missed it.
You might recall the Braves got back-to-back home runs from Olsen and d'Arnaud twice. Well, the first round of those homers came versus Peralta. But Peralta knows what he messed up on last time.
The management. Smith leaving Elder out there like he did yesterday.
1-2 pitch. That struck well to deep center field.
That struck deep center. That's caught, but that should bring Riley home. Braves now lead 2-0. Olsen with a sacrifice RBI.
Well, there you go. You know, they're making me look smart. That's
or an RBI sac fly, however you want to put it.
Score that run.
Great job, Riley. Great job, Olsen. Great job, Braves.
So they executed a big game plan there, and Matt Olson comes through with a big sac fly. You got 2 runs on the board. It took you 6 innings to score that many against Peralta last week.
Good point. Able to execute the small things. That comes up big for the ball club. Here's Arcia. He'll take a call strike. Well, for Peralta, it's been a long time in between drinks for him. He hasn't won a ball game in
That's all right.
5 starts, and he's not out to a very good start tonight. Braves leading 2-0 in the bottom of the first inning.
Auto spell.
Arcia jackknifed his hips out of the way of that.
Low and inside, ball 1.
Yeah, these last 5 starts for Peralta, 0-2.
Arcia, 224 batting average, 11 home runs,
And in his
33
career
ribbies,
versus the Braves,
and a
3-2 with a
6.34 OPS on the
4.19
season.
ERA. 1-1 fouled back under our booth.
Foul ball.
This is actually just the second time he's ever pitched on this mound. The only other
Welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in. If you're just now joining us, the Atlanta Braves have jumped up for a 2-run lead. We're in the bottom of the first with a 1-2 count to Orlando Arcia with 2 outs.
Leading 2-0 already. Now the 1-2 on the way to Arcia. And he'll whip one in the air out towards center field.
That's going to be a base hit out to center for Arcia.
Orlando
2 out,
extends his
2 out
on
single.
base streak to 19 consecutive games. 1 out single. A visit out there from William Contreras. Drapes his arm around the shoulder of his pitcher. And the first inning blues continue for Freddy Peralta.
So not only does he have a 6.14 ERA in the first inning this season, for his career, he's got almost the exact same ERA, 6.17
I do.
in the first. So it's something that he's been dragging through the
break. See, that's what I was saying earlier. And then I said that I had a brain fart and forgot. I was saying how I'm a Braves fan and a Cubbies fan.
The 2 singles with the 3 strikeouts, but
I grew to like both teams because I've always been a Chicago
might be tempted to go for an opener on
since I was
Bring him in
just
the
a baby
inning.
boy. But my stepdad was an Atlanta Braves fan, and he was a coast-to-coast truck driver. So when he came home, you know, he might be home for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. But then he could be gone for 2 months.
RBI double by Riley.
So when he was home, we watched the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs when it came to baseball.
2-0 advantage here early. A 1-2 ball. He swings.
I
and
do
misses,
remember those
coming around,
years,
going after a slider,
early to mid-90s. Braves played hot ball then.
Did not see Adam in last night's ball game. It's the start in left.
In our
field
wild
tonight,
card
batting
standing,
185 on the year.
Diamondbacks, we're in third on that standing.
Close shave up and in. Had him limboing out of the way of that fastball. And the count of the ball and 2 strikes. Little breeze.
So we got Doobie back in the batting order.
Fans still making their way across the concourse, down the aisles, settling into their seats, looking up at the scoreboard and grinning with a 2-0
turn.
lead.
Yeah, I like that.
The ball swings and misses. Went up and in with a fastball. And that was
gotta do it.
there in that at bat.
Out number 3, so
for the Braves.
we are heading to the top of the second. Atlanta Braves on top, 2-0.
2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. We've played 1 inning. 2-0 Braves.
And it went up to 200.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for stopping in. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that thumbs up for us. Stick around, check us out. If you like what you see, like what you hear, be sure to hit that subscribe button and slap that notification bell for us. Can still feel the vibrations, huh? 2 acres. That's a nice size lawn, too. Growing up, my mom and stepdad, we had a ranch-style farmhouse on 2 acres of land, and I had to push mow it as a kid. We had a riding lawnmower, but my stepdad felt the need for me to push mow it to learn work ethic, you know, to learn what it is to have to work hard. That's right. Fat Man's looking to dance today.
And I'm talking Braves with the Locker Room every weekday morning at 7:45 on Atlanta Braves Today, exclusively on The Fan.
2-0 Braves
Back to
into the
Truist
top
Park.
of the second inning alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick.
Chris Sale with a 5-1 record, an ERA of a 1.42. IP's 44.1 with a K/BB 59/7.
The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Joey
Right, here
Ortiz
comes the
leads
first
off
pitch.
for the Brewers. Takes fastball for a
That'll
called
be a
perfectly
strike.
placed at the top of the zone.
Nice.
And it's 0-1
Perfectly
on the Brewers'
placed
third
on the
baseman.
top line.
He was a big part of their
I'll
hit
tell you
parade
what,
last
I
night.
cannot
2 for 4,
complain about this
scored a
hump
run.
yet.
They had 16
He has
hits
been
as a team
consistent
last
across
night.
both teams so
There's a called
far
strike on
with a lot of
Ortiz.
these pitch calls.
And the Braves
So
hoping to
let's
fight
just
fire
hope
with
it
fire
stays that
tonight,
way
even
for the
up
rest
this
of the game.
series.
I could deal with some of the calls he's
0-2
done
Ortiz.
as long as he's consistent and he's calling those same calls for both
pitch.
teams.
In the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Both Sale and Peralta are among the best strikeout pitchers in the league this season. Sale coming in third in the National
Oh, I
League,
was also
Peralta
saying
fifth.
there's going to be some
Expect
changes with
lots of swings and misses
my
with
channel
these two hurlers
descriptions.
on the mound.
I'm going to have all you
1-2
moderators'
to Ortiz,
names in
and
my
listen
channel
on foul.
descriptions.
Sale had 3 in the
Or
first
in my
inning.
video
Peralta had
descriptions.
1. And we've mentioned how the first
As an
inning
extra
is
way
a
of saying thank you to
awfully
each
high
and
hurdle
every
for
one
both
of you
these
guys that
pitchers,
come in here and
Sale
help.
fared much better than his counterpart Peralta did.
That might be that the light.
Lean lefty Chris Sale swivels and fires a 1-2.
Yeah,
Have
the
a
one's
seat.
arthritis.
Struck out Ortiz, able to go to the slider, and that's a
I think
straight
the white
strike out
one's
of the ball
better
game.
than the arthritis.
Goes back to what we were saying in the first inning.
Sorry about that. The wife come in to grab
You can
grab
get
a couple pills
lefties
for
or
headache.
righties out with multiple pitches and multiple times, and therein in lies the trick of being a starter in the big leagues, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Saying struck him out with the slider, but he's got a few different sliders he can throw.
Like Perkins takes a called strike.
That last one to Ortiz was a back foot slider, so it looked like an outside fastball
Yeah.
to Ortiz, and then as
I know
he's
it, right,
swinging,
Frank?
breaks towards his back foot. Also, to a righty, he can throw it back door where it starts way in the left-handed batter's box and breaks back for a strike.
Oh, and to Perkins, line drive into left field.
Oh, that's
down
going to
for
be a base hit out to left field, out to Adam Duvall.
So we mentioned how good his stuff is, just the raw movement on his pitches, but he also commands it, and he adds and subtracts velocity to all of his pitches. You know, we'll see his fastball range anywhere from 92 to 97, depending on where he's at in the game and how many runners he has.
Now, here's
on.
the
So,
question for you guys and gals.
he's just such a complete
they
package.
got
He attacks the
Soler
strike zone, but his
laying
stuff is
out
so
in-
good,
in
guys
right
have to
field.
chase it. So he's got elite.
What are they going to do with him
Great walk rate,
next
great
season
chase rate. It just does a lot of
when
things really well.
It's fun to watch.
Acuna comes back?
Here's Andrew Monasterio. Runner goes, pitches a strike. Throw down to second base, just a tick late.
He's safe.
Murphy's throw is right on the money, but a little bit late, and Blake Perkins swipes second base.
So the
And
Brewers
like Darren
steal
mentioned
second
last night,
base.
This is a Brewers team that runs a lot. They
One
now
out,
have
runner on
144
second.
steals on the year.
Stolen base.
And for Perkins, that's his 15th in 18 tries. So he's in scoring position for Monasterio. 1 down in the inning, 2-0 Braves, and the 0-1 pitch on the way from Sale. Swing and a miss. Tell you what,
Swing and a
if this
miss.
pattern
0-2
continues, he's going to
count.
strike out Monasterio. Because it's gone strikeout, single, strikeout, single, strikeout. That was the first inning. And then second inning, strikeout, single. And he's way ahead of Monasterio, 0-2. Let's see if he follows the pattern. 0-2 pitch. Missed high, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
High and outside, high and inside. 1-2 count.
Fastball up to 96
Monasterio
that
with a
time by
193
Sale.
average, 1 home run, 10 ribbies, and a .563
Monasterio
OPS this season.
Little of the ball game last night. Came into the ball
Exactly.
game late.
What about
got 180,
Kelnick? I mean,
went 0 for 1.
I don't know. You know,
0-2
Matt's
pitch.
been a little hard on
Just
Kelnick.
missed the inside corner. Good idea with that slider.
I think Kelnick, for what he's done,
Chris blows
has
on
done
his
very
left
well
hand, slowly walking back
coming
up the
in
slope
here
of the
like he
mound.
has. Hell, he's played 4 different positions.
Left-hander letting that beard
If I'm
go
not
out a little
mistaken,
bit.
he played for Riley
Glances to
in
second
third base.
2-2 to the
He's
plate.
played left field, center field, right field.
Just missed. Boy, that should have been there. That was a backdoor slider that hit the outside corner.
Oh, there we
And
go.
Brian Walsh doesn't give him the call.
That was.
That call in the first
inning.
Yep,
come
that was
on.
beautifully executed backdoor slider.
I just gave you a compliment, and now you go and you screw me.
Yes, it was a strike zone, but a lot of movement in the catcher's glove hand sometimes will throw the umpire off.
Stick this where the sun don't shine.
And he missed inside with a fastball.
All four. That's going to be Sale's first walk.
That'll put runners at first and second. One down for Garrett Mitchell. 2-0.
So, tie and run now on first.
Mitchell is the
we got the go-ahead run coming up the bat.
He was one of the few Brewers who did make a peep at the plate last night. He was 0 for 5. 290 hitter, though.
Yes,
He'll take a called strike. He's the only true lefty in the order this evening.
Look like Sasquatch coming to get me. Your
Mitchell
long,
a lefty and everybody
hair.
else a true right-handed batter. 0-1 on Mitchell. Sale glances to second base. Runners dance. 0-1 pitch. Chase it, a miss. 0-2.
Swing and a miss.
Sale effect. How a lot of lefties get
That's
the day
strike
off
2.
against them. Last night, Blake Mitchell was hitting third for these Brewers. He's hitting it well. He's batting .350 in his last 15 games. So, you know, that's how strongly Pat Murphy, the Brewers manager, feels about Chris Sale's stuff against lefties.
The Braves need a coach.
And he's gone.
That's it. That's another K of the day for Chris Sale.
Swings in the last 2 sliders.
Out number 2.
You know, and that's why he's batting ninth instead of third tonight. Because it feels like against lefties, if Chris locates 3 sliders down and away, it's going to be a strikeout. Which is exactly what he did right there. Mitchell was never even close to making contact.
So 1 trip to the order for Chris. He has 5 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order to Jackson Cheerio. He struck out.
My son come in here, and he was standing looming over me.
Line shot.
I didn't.
Knocked down by Riley. Everybody's going to be
fair.
safe, but that saves at least 1 run. Riley dove to his right, got leather on it, knocked it down, and it rolled into foul ground. But Darren, without that play, that's down the left field line and likely a tie ball game.
Yeah, that's a
bases are
play by
juiced.
Riley. That ball was scorched, almost on the chalk, and he was able to get some leather on it and prevent, like you said, probably 2 runs from scoring.
Bounced. Riley
So
just missed it, but he knocked it down. So that's
Perkins,
the important thing there.
And here's Hoskins. Bases loaded. Pitch on the way to him. Inside and low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Inside and low. Ball 1.
Hoskins had a soft chopper up the middle that found a hole. That was back in the first inning. He was left stranded at second base.
2 outs. Bases loaded.
Brewers
Top of the second.
Drew and Sale trying to slam the door here in the second inning.
Hey, welcome in, Matthew.
1-0 to Hoskins. In for a strike.
There you go. Strike right down the middle. 1-1
That's
count.
what we were talking about. He adds in some tracks to his pitches. He's in a little jam here. Bases juice, 2 outs.
Happy to see you pop in tonight, Bear Math.
Fastball 97, beautifully located inside.
Hopefully you and your daughter are enjoying that PlayStation.
A 1-1 to the plate. And he hits a fly ball to left field. Coming in.
Fly ball to left field. That should be an easy can of corn. That'll do it. Brewers left them loaded. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Let's see if the Braves can put some more runs on.
Enter to win up to 250.
Anyways, Lane, my son come in here and I didn't notice he was standing there. Till he took, I don't know if you guys can see it. He took a little poker and poked me with it to get my attention. Scared the hell out of me. My boy's, he's a big burly boy. Got old long frizzy hair. Looks like Sasquatch. But he's pretty. He's got a pretty face. Yeah, that's like Mav last night. He didn't come on camera because he didn't feel pretty. He told me so. Well, let's see if moving the camera will do something for that. Yeah, it ain't making a difference, I don't think. All right. It'll work. Thank you, bud. Love you. The Murphinator takes a called strike. 0-1 the count. Murph with a 221 average, 6 home runs, 13 ribbies, and a 682 OPS. Oh, see, come on, I'm telling you, you're going to get a surprise real soon. You're going to look funny being my ump on a stick. Oh, yeah, you're very welcome. How you doing, Kenneth? Welcome in, buddy. Now on the actual broadcast of it, they got Chipper Jones and the whole crew together there tonight. That'll do it. That's out number 1. Boy, Murphy is not hitting the ball very well this season. Well, I mean, we've already distinguished that. Oh, sorry about the sound. I got it.
WCNN
We've already distinguished that.
Dickey Broadcasting Station.
The Fan.
2-0 Braves, bottom of the
I
second.
have no clue,
Jared
Kenneth.
Kelenic climbs in. He went 1 for 3 in last
He never
night's
got a
defeat.
hold of me and has not
Kelenic
showed
takes
up
the
on
first pitch
Discord,
strike.
so I have no clue.
Village of Heroes. That's the nickname of Freddy Peralta's hometown in the Dominican, and that's due to the number of men and women who have played a major role in the Dominican's history. And
Jared
bringing down
Kelenic,
2 dictators.
234 batting average, 12 home runs, 33 ribbies, and a
Ulysses
687
Perot
OPS.
and Rafael Trujillo.
He's now
were
0-2
two
in the count with
dictators
1
at
out,
different times
bottom
in
of the
Dominican,
second. Braves leading
and
2-0.
brought down by people from Mocha and the Dominican Republic. And it gained the nickname the Village of Heroes. Pitch on the way to Kelenic. That'll be fouled back. It's a pretty cool story, isn't it?
That certainly is.
I'm sure Freddy Peralta is a hero in his own regard there in the Dominican.
I'd like to say thank you. I did not know it last night, but we had 2 new subscribers.
That was low and outside.
I didn't know it until after the stream. I couldn't see it.
They really do. I might splash in a little bit of Bailey's, but that's not going to ruin anything.
Or Mama Juana.
The internet, I didn't realize the wife was screaming
pitch on the way to Jared Kelenic.
Ruku.
And Jared squares one up towards right field, but right in line with
out
Garrett
to right
Mitchell.
field, easily caught for out number 2.
But Mitchell
so
makes
it was causing me a lot of problems. I was having problems keeping my video broadcast up. See, I'm not using a video broadcast for the sound because I can't sync it with Interact.
Just like rum, and now it tastes very herbal.
That's why we got the old school radio broadcast.
Some people even attribute.
And I like the radio broadcast.
And
I really do.
Strength and all sorts of cool stuff.
Pitch on the way to Whit Merrifield. That's in for a called strike. Well, we've got an early game tomorrow. You think you could bring some in?
It has to be a quick trip down to Santo Domingo to get some.
But it was messing up.
20 ball game. We'll try about anything. Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way. Merrifield takes the ball low and
That's
outside.
what was going on a little bit ago.
At least a small bottle of it in the
I had
locker room.
to yell out, ask if she was
Marcelo Zuna
streaming something.
Little Mama Juana once in a while.
You got to spice it up sometimes.
Got mad at me.
Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Whit Merrifield. Whit will send one foul into the seats down the right field line. 2-0 Braves are in the bottom of the second inning. Braves had RBIs from Riley and Olsen in the first inning. Altogether had three base hits in the first inning, 2 doubles and a single. For Peralta, this will be his 34th pitch of the ball game. On the 1-2 pitch on the way to win.
So, yeah, I agree with you, Lane. Sean's a great catcher and a great player. It's just the whole team seems to be in a slump
continues
this
to fill
year.
in here in the first few innings of this ball game.
Some of them have found their way out, and others haven't.
Pretty night. Good summer evening at the ballpark. 2-2 pitch. Merrifield softly taps one out towards third. Backhanded by Ortiz. Strong throw across. Merrifield was boogieing down the line. But
Got him.
by a step. So the Braves go
Gotta
down
end the
1-2-3
second.
in the second. We're off to the third.
Too much steaming.
Welcome to Solomon Brothers.
Not sure what you mean by steaming. I was confused. Yeah, but okay, you got to look at this too, Matthew, that, yeah, Contreras is doing good this year, yes. And Murph isn't. But last season, Murphy, well, the whole Braves team was on fire last year. Of course, we can't expect that it's going to be like that every year. Oh, streaming, okay. I thought you meant under. I thought you were saying maybe I was steaming about the umps too much. They just get me wound up. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a big reason, because we had a bunch of people in here, Lane, and I pretty much lost them all and never regained. And then I found that I had two, and I don't know how I got them up there. I had two videos. Well, I do know how.
Slider through the
back
door
to
for a
Truist.
strike 0-1.
When I went and did the likes for everybody else's pages,
Lefty
I had
looking
forgot
into his catcher,
that
Sean Murphy.
their pages were still up and they were behind everything else.
And the pitch on the way to
So it didn't
Sanchez.
help that I had
Swings and
three
misses.
other
Well, it looks like
streamers
Crisaro
that
has
were
his best
live
slider going tonight. He's
playing
got, as you
live.
mentioned, 5 strikeouts.
So
4 of
that
those
wasn't
coming
helping
from
matters
sliders.
either.
He's
I
got
didn't know.
movement all over the
I
place.
thought I had closed
Well,
them,
I was thinking to
but I
myself,
hadn't.
so he's sitting on 44 pitches.
They
and
were
he's
sitting
used the
behind
slider,
everything
obviously,
else.
for
I found it
several
at the end of the
strike
night. I was
threes
like, oh, man.
But he's had a
wonder
good
why.
fastball. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Sanchez. That'll be rolled.
I mean, I don't have terrible
He came out of the gate,
internet,
throwed a bunch of changeups. And what I'm
but
getting at is I
there was
haven't really been able to
enough
decide which pitch he
open
likes best at this
pages
point.
at
Maybe all
1080p
three of
to
them.
If he
cause
has all 3
a
of them going, we're going to
significant
see
drop.
double-digit strikeouts, I would guess.
Well, we got her fixed.
You know, a pitcher like him can get by on really 1 or 2 pitches. Having all 3 is a luxury.
Way ahead of Sanchez. That'll miss high with a heater. 1 ball.
High
and 2
and
strikes.
outside.
We should
Ball
mention
one,
Chris does throw
1
a
and 2
fourth pitch,
count.
a sinker, just a variation of that four-seam fastball.
Sale at 46
Doesn't throw it all
pitches,
that often,
so
just 8% of the time. Just throw a little wrinkle.
it would have been nice to have seen him get out of the first with,
Get
10,
another
12
swing and miss
pitches.
here. 1-2 to Sanchez.
Instead of the 20,
Off
20
plate,
plus
2
that
balls,
it
2
took him.
strikes. Really surprising, as we were discussing this earlier with Snit, about how few times we've seen Sale at home here lately. And it's just a coincidence. There's nothing intentional about it. Of course, the numbers at home
A
have
game
been
set,
great
yeah,
for Chris.
steam.
2-2 pitch.
Yep.
Check swing.
But
I did not
that's-
get that call.
steam is for-
Looked like a
is for
call
your
strike anyway.
computer
Sale
there,
with a
Matthew.
long look into Brian Walsh. Walsh didn't know whether to swing or wind his watch on that one. See if he can confuse him again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Leg kick in the 3-2.
Yeah, Matthew, steam would be for.
Just missed the
Oh, that's
outside
going to be
corner.
ball 4.
And it's a leadoff walk to Gary Sanchez.
Steam is for your PC. And you said your laptop doesn't really support it. So, yeah, unfortunately, you probably won't be able to use Steam for much.
He just had a clunker that day. Everything else has turned up.
I mean, you could download it, and I'm sure you'll find some games that would work.
And he's got a 2-0 lead here in the top of the third inning.
That you could play it.
William Contreras fouls one off to our right.
A good website to check if your computer will play a game is to go to canirunit.com. It does a scan of your PC specs, and it'll tell you whether you can comfortably comfortably install and play a game or not. It'll tell you.
And taps one foul. 0-2 on William Contreras.
We talked about how the Brewers did work him hard in his last start against them up at their place. He walked 3 batters.
Ozzy Albies still in his cast.
In his previous 20 starts. So another thing he's really good at is.
You now have Lopez on the 15-day IR.
Those free passes away.
0-2 to Contreras. A little bit low and inside 1-2. Oh, he's walked
for
2
the IL.
Tonight,
Sorry,
I can make the case that both of them should have been struck out. But like he got squeezed on a couple of calls by Brian Walsh.
Yeah, I'm not sure we know where Brian Walsh's zone, what side of it he favors.
I don't know.
Can't tell you, Kenneth. I have no clue what he's doing.
That'll work. That'll be swung on and missed. Low it in with a slider to strike out Contreras. 1 down in the inning after the 6th strikeout by Chris Sale. That'll bring Willie Adames up to the plate. Adames, a big ball game last night. A couple of homers. He was the story for the Brewers. He had 4 hits, 2 homers, 2 singles.
These are his words, not mine. YouTube is not a high priority for him anymore.
Inside.
So I have no idea what he's going to do. I only ask him when he's going to stream. So, because one thing that we agreed on is that we wouldn't stream against each other. We wouldn't take away from each other.
1-0 pitch.
We'd rather stream together.
Inside.
So that's why I asked him to give him that opportunity to be able to stream and get more streams in on the days that he's able to. He can't stream during the week because of work. The weekends is the time, so I try to give him that opportunity to stream.
2-0 pitch, a little bit low. A lot of people in Milwaukee.
But I'm not going to sit and wait.
When the Braves played the Brewers in the divisional round.
Every day, wait till the last minute to find out that he's going to stream.
But the trade of Adames to the Brewers was
I try to limit the time I'm in my chair by scheduling out my games a few days ahead of time.
3-0 pitch on the way to Adames.
That's why I try to ask him ahead of time what he wants to do.
He was traded from the Rays to the Brewers on May
21st, D, how you doing, buddy?
2021. And prior to that, the Brewers had really not even been close to hitting their stride. And they sent J.P. Fireeisen and Drew Rasmussen to the Rays. And then Adames became a Brewer, and they took off. And they've been doing a lot of winning with him at shortstop. 2-0 Braves, top of the third. 3 balls and a strike on Adames. Sale deals. Adames swings and a fly ball towards center. Jared Kelenic.
That's out to Kelenic. Kelenic under it. Should be an easy can of corn.
In medium depth center field.
Here you go. Out number 2.
Third inning.
Sanchez still on first.
One of those players that's always got that energy. And talking to some of the Brewers guys, they said he's just always talking. He's always goofing around, engaging teammates. He's bilingual, so he's got friends on both sides there and brings people together. Somebody that Marcell Ozuna brings to mind. Somebody that does that, bridges that gap, and he's funny in 2 languages, and he's always goofing around and picking guys up.
Oh no, I don't have a problem with his work coming first. It's his weekends.
There's a called strike. And look, you're with each other.
His weekends he's able to stream, but
he's got guys like that.
Absolutely.
He's got other plans that he does, which is fine.
It's not easy to speak 2 languages, but it's even harder to be funny in both of those languages. And the Big Bear is.
It's hard to be funny in 1 language. 0-1 to Ortiz. 0-1 inside. Bounced in there and blocked up by Murphy. Braves got 2 runs in the first inning. That's, of course, been the story to this point, given that they had not scored in 24
I love that
innings.
name. Olive.
Scored twice in the first inning and have a 2-0 lead on the top of the third. Ortiz, 245 hitter, lines one down the right field line, whizzing past.
That's going to be base.
All the way down into the corner.
That might bring on home. Oh, so that's definitely bringing him home,
Soler. And standing on third base, Joey Ortiz.
So they have scored. Now the Braves lead 2-1. With another Brewer standing on
third. He could have made
third.
a play on, but I'm not sure if he was shielded by the runner or not. And by the time it whizzed by Matt, I don't know that he ever really saw it. He wasn't shielded by the runner. Just didn't really get a good look at it. That went right over the top of his glove. And then by the time it got to Soler, picked it up. And then
Soler picks it up, drops it. Goes to pick it up, drops it again, and then it rolls
He's still getting
out
his feet
away
under
from
him
him.
out there in right field. That was a strange play at first.
That's
base
how that
there.
happened, guys. That's how that RBI
making that catch.
triple happened.
Inning continues for Perkins, and it's a fly ball to left field. Out to
Fly ball to left field.
Doovie
Doovie has it.
And that's out number 3.
That'll wrap it up for the third, but they got on the board. Atlanta Braves lead 2-1.
Bottom of the third inning, 2-1 Braves.
Trigonometry with welding. I don't know. I guess maybe where you're putting the welds. Look at there, there's George. He says he's in section 15. All right, George, take your underwear off and put them on your head and just wave. We'll find you. No, wait a minute. Don't do that. They might think you're a prevert. Well, put something on your head and shake all about.
Jorge Soler climbs in, takes a ball inside.
Ball one out to Big Bear.
For the top of the third inning, they
oh, no, this is Soler. My apology.
That got Sanchez.
Soler 1 for 1 on the day.
On E9 by Soler.
He doubled in the first.
RBI for Ortiz. Soler swings out of his shoes.
Big swing and a miss, so 1-1 count.
And I go back to the top of the third inning, Darren, and some really bad luck for Chris Sale, not just because of the error there in the top of the third inning. Here's a 1-1 pitch on the way to Soler. I know it's low and outside. But the run that eventually scored was the one that he was squeezed on for a leadoff walk. It could have been a 1-2-3 inning.
Absolutely. He threw a great pitch, a high and inside to Gary Sanchez. That could have gone either way. Just didn't get the calls. Tough luck there.
2-1 to Soler. That's low. 3-1.
And Gary Sanchez was going to stop at third until Soler, dropped the ball. So that would have been another chance to keep the Brewers off the board there.
3-1 is inside. There's a leadoff walk. Well, the drop by Soler and right, it wasn't quite Jeff Francoeur-esque, but it was in the same.
Hey, I immediately said, no, wait a minute, don't do it. They might think you're a prevert.
Soler kept his cool a little better than Jeff Francoeur. Jeff famously picked up a ball in right field, went to throw it, and it flew out of his hand like he was on the Three Stooges or something.
That's a good way to put it. Austin Riley takes called strike.
Okay, a vital record. What?
Well, you just throwing a stick of
what?
butter.
I guess I don't understand. So
and of course,
it's a music
he's on the
record?
TV side tonight, so they were killing him with that replay. There's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Austin Riley, and Riley swings and misses. Did you get a chance to see some of the guys next door before the ball game?
Yeah, I checked in with all the Braves Hall of Famers and Frenchie. It's fun. It's always fun when they do those booths. There's a lot of screwing around. Not a lot of really ball talk, but a lot of funny stories for sure.
Yeah. There's the 0-2 on the way to Riley. Adam is high. So 3 Hall of Famers in Frenchie. One of these things not like the others.
And as Frenchie likes to point out, he's a Gwinnett County Hall of Famer, as he was nice enough to tell us all about last road trip.
I know they're having a good time over there. Good to see those guys. Chipper and Glav and Smoltz, and of course Frenchie. 1-2 pitch. That'll be fouled off. Smoltz told us a great story before the ball game. He walks into the booth, and we're chatting about their broadcast and everything tonight. And he said, I really got served a big slice of humble pie this evening. I mean, you think if there's any place on planet Earth where people are going to know who he is, it's here. I mean, it's John Smoltz. His number's retired. He's in the Hall of Fame. 1-2 on the way to Riley, low and outside. And he said that when he pulled up to park outside of the Orange Deck, one of the parking attendants came out and said, he said, am I cool to just leave this here? And the guy said, who are you?
You go for the battery? You go to the battery for that there, George?
Here to call the game. And he said, no, I'm calling the game. And the guy had no idea what he was talking about. There's a 2-2 pitch on the way. Riley takes the ball outside, 3-2. And then finally one of the other attendants came up.
Clan's idea about putting a pair of underwear on his head's the bad idea. Throwing K on his shoulders,
the parking lot attendants thought he was just an umpire showing up here. The valet in the car. There's the payoff pitch. Riley sends one out to third, up with it.
Oh, it's going to get us a double.
First, that is a very
Riley grounds out into a double play.
So the leadoff walk is wiped off the board. 2 down, and it's up to Marcell Ozuna. Xfinity keeps Braves fans in the zone.
I really like those City Connect for sure.
You can count on for all your devices, even when everyone's on.
Only I would have to have.
Xfinity, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
I think the moral.
I'd have to have the City Connect hat like this.
Improve his presence on TikTok.
I'm not a big fan of the one that Mav has. And it's just me. I don't like the way it attaches at the back.
They don't know exactly who he is.
And
he had a TikTok.
The egg shape.
Absolutely.
The eggshell shape.
He probably calls it face talk or something. Just being goofy, Twitter book. I love it when those
snap talk.
Yep. And purposely call him the wrong thing.
Come on, Bear. We need a home run.
Low and outside.
Low and outside, ball 1.
Braves leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Braves with RBIs from Riley and Olsen in the 1st inning, and then the Brewers picked up a run in the 3rd inning on a double and an error that drove in Gary Sanchez. Ozuna spits on a ball low and outside. 97-mile-an-hour heater from Peralta. And that was Peralta's.
Right, so that'll be 2-1 count now to Big Bear.
And Peralta's.
All right, sorry everybody. It looks like my internet decided to take a poo-poo. Yeah, it's I lost complete internet this time, guys. The internet itself went completely down. I don't know if we got storms outside or what, but it could be somebody hit a fiber box down in Des Moines. It's hard to say. Let me try and get this.
Go to MLB.com/network today to get on.
I'll get us all working back up here, guys. I do apologize. All right, we'll pause it up there. We'll wait for the interactive to catch up. You know what? I'm probably going to have to refresh the interactive too. Welcome back, Outlaws. I do apologize about the down. All right, now we got to refresh this. What are we, 1 and 2 count? All right. Get us linked up here. There we go. That should be linked. Sorry about that, guys. All right, there we go. We should be all back up and running. All right, so that's going to be out number 2, top of the 4th. That's going to be a grounder to second baseman over to Matt Olson for out number 3. So we are heading to the bottom of the 4th, and I do apologize about the sound.
The Braves get out onto
I
this
didn't
lead.
notice it until just now.
2-1 Braves.
I was worried about getting it synced up for us and messed that all up. Ah, doink. Let's go, Braves. Let's go. Let's go, Braves. Let's go. Boy, Fat Man really wants to dance tonight. You go ahead and go. You go do that there, David.
Braves leading the Brewers 2-1. And if
when I get into a larger space, I'll be able to do things like that. As of right now, I barely have room to slide my chair back.
Orlando Arcia takes a ball low. Thanks to the clean top of the fourth inning tonight by Chris Sale. Tomorrow is a clean inning car wash celebration day at Tidal Wave Auto Spa. More on that after the 1-0 pitch on the way to Arcia. Here it is from Peralta. In for a called strike. Yeah, tomorrow, just put on your list of things to do. Just stop by and get half off their Best Wash membership for the first month. Braves country is clean car country, thanks to Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Ball and a strike on Arcia. And Peralta visits the same spot for strike two as he went for strike one. Good changeup.
I'll give up that.
1-2 on the Braves
to me, it
shortstop.
looked like it caught a little bit of the line, the box. So.
And that extended his on-base streak to 19 games
1
in
and
a
2
row.
count.
1-2, fouled back our way.
Foul ball, so the count will stay the same. We'll do it again.
That 19-game on-base streak, the third longest active streak in the big leagues behind Alec Boehm, who's at 24 straight, and Xavier Edwards, who's at 23. Been keeping good company. 1-2, lays off a fastball away, 2-2.
Ben, I'm just sitting over here giggling to myself. We all know how much J-Chad likes a good, nice, clean car and Tidal Wave Auto Spa. We know how much he's been struggling.
Arcia 1 for 1 today. Had
I'm thinking he just runs the truck.
I believe he's the one that had an RBI single.
Just put it across the hood?
Yeah. Clean it right off.
2 birds with 1 stone. And it would be all that expensive for him.
Oh.
2-2 to Arcia, and he's late on the swing there. 98-mile-an-hour fastball by Peralta. That's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. And tomorrow would be a good day for us to do that. We didn't have the 12-20 game and a getaway day. I might leave you my keys.
Yeah, sure thing.
Can you go drop my truck off?
I'll take it by. My son would love to drive it.
You got a big trip coming your way.
I do.
But we're not going to see you for a few weeks. You're going to be out of the country for a little while.
I'm gone, buddy.
Adam Duvall chases and misses.
Yeah, my beautiful wife, Elizabeth, turns 40 on Friday here. And so for a birthday gift, we're going to Iceland for a week.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Really looking forward to it.
I mean, there really isn't a bad time of the year to go to Iceland, but it's going to be amazing this time of year. You're going to see some incredible stuff. Beautiful, beautiful place. 2-1 Braves, bottom of the 4th. 0-1 Duvall. Lunge and a miss, nothing in 2.
Oh, I would. Oh, you better believe I'd get up and dance for you guys, but
2 runs, 4
don't have room
hits,
to get
1
my
error
fat
for the
butt
Braves, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors for the
over
Brewers.
right now.
Now the 0-2 pitch. And Duvall smokes one out towards left center field.
Oh, there you go, Duvie. A base hit out to center field.
0-2 count.
That'll be a 1-out single
center field.
for Adam Duvall.
That was a silly sequence there by Gary Sanchez and Peralta. Adam Duvall could not find that slider at the bottom of the zone. Just felt like he wanted to show him a fastball top of the zone, and Adam did a great job of getting on top of that, fired it out the left for a single. Not easy to do against Freddy Peralta. He's actually got great ride on that 4-seamer at the top of the zone. It about 1.5 inches of extra resistance of gravity, so
I wouldn't copy him. Shame on you to say that.
Pitch on the way to Murphy inside, so it gives the appearance that it rises.
Yeah, and so if think about a baseball is 3 inches in diameter, right? So for you to square up that fastball, you
I try to do everything kind of.
Because he has that.
I mean, I don't know if anybody else does anything that I do.
Backspins and rises.
I certainly haven't watched anybody install anything they've done.
1-0 pitch. Murphy takes a strike.
That's why he's a
little harsh.
Top of the zone.
So you're thinking you need to hit the top of the ball, but in reality, you're squaring it up because
at least not that I know of.
Yes, with the Phillies, I've heard try to hit a ball above Spencer Strider's fastball. That was their team motto.
1-1 low and away, 2-1.
And MLB now, they have these fancy pitching machines that can mirror any pitch characteristics. So they fired up a pitching machine throwing 99 to 100, and they practice hitting the top of those so that when they win.
What do they call that? Dancing a jig,
They'd
right?
already done it that day.
2-1 Braves, bottom of the 4th inning. Runner at first, 1 out. Murphy late on the swing, 2-2.
And Peralta,
Sure
much
wish
like
we
Spencer,
had
has
the
a low
ability
release
to
point, so he releases
for
it.
the fat man to dance
If you
tonight.
stretch your arm out way over your head, you're going to be over the
Gotta
top.
have us a
release
home
point
run
like
to do
Bryce
that.
Elder, but Spencer and Peralta both release it much lower, and it kind of pushes it a little bit.
Murphy reaches out, pokes one to third. Ortiz secures down to second. They
Abs-
get one.
oh, got us
Firing
another
into the
double
first base
play.
Stereo, they get 2. That's another double play. And
That's
the
going to
second
end the 4th.
turned by the Brewers in the ball game. So the Braves are turned away. We completed 4.
I was just kidding about the shame on you, lady.
For Atlanta.
Throughout.
So please don't take it the wrong way. I'm sorry. Sorry, here. I'll beat myself. I don't know if I've ever seen him. I don't know if I've ever watched him actually get up and dance. Well, welcome back, David. Oh, he was given a link. I'm just, I keep saying, I need a few days in order to tear my stream stuff apart. And I want to, because I have a plugin. That allows me to do, like you guys see with Mav and Silos and Gooses, but I'm only allowed up to 4. So there's supposed to be a way to install the plug-in a second time to get 4 more.
For a healthier future together. Look to Northside. Got a good crowd on a Wednesday night. Glad to have you with us on the Atlanta Braves.
I don't really try to mess with it unless I have 2 or 3 days. That way, if I break something,
the Rockies, the Giants, and the Angels.
On
a 3-city
if I break
road
something,
trip.
it doesn't mess up me being able to stream.
Hoskins with a check swing. That's in for a called strike. Seen that a
So
lot out of him.
next time I get a couple days to work on it, I'm going to try getting that done. But I think for the time being, I'm just going to open up a text document on my desktop and put everybody's links in there, so it's real easy to grab and paste.
Which you can't really blame him against Chris Sale with this good stuff tonight.
Yeah, it all adds up when you think about who's on the mound.
Yeah.
Hoskins signed a 2-year deal with the Brewers. 1-1 fouled off. He's 31 years old. 6 seasons in Philadelphia. His first in Milwaukee.
Chris Sale now in his 75th pitch. Well, just pitched his 75th. Working on his 76th of the night in the top of the 5th. 1-2 count, no outs. Braves leading 2-1.
State, 1-2 pitch. That'll miss outside. 2 balls, 2
That's
strikes.
outside. Far outside. That was like far in another galaxy type outside.
Hoskins with a single and a strikeout of the ball game. 2-2 to Hoskins. Ground ball left side. That'll find a hole. Right.
That's going to find a way. Oh, man.
Couldn't have rolled it out there better himself. And a leadoff single for the Brewers here in the top of the 5th inning.
Was this because of, let's see that again.
We now have 6 hits as a ball club. Remember, they had 16 last night. But the biggest difference in this ball game versus last night, a bunch of singles tonight. Last night, they were hitting gappers and homers, even at a triple. Bunch of extra base hits last night. That and about every time Sale's given up a base hit, he's followed up with a couple of strikeouts. There was a called strike on Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, that's the power of the strikeouts. An unproductive out. And Chris has had a bunch of them tonight. Got his good stuff. And in his whole career, one of the best to ever do it.
Here comes the pitch.
Chris. Let him is low and outside. He had a 10-pitch inning in the fourth. And when he wants to be a little bit more economical and get a few ground balls, what is he trying to go to? Is it slider more than anything? Because they all seem to be strikeout pitches.
Slider's just so much swing and miss. It's hard to get contact on that.
1-1 to Sanchez. A swing and miss there.
I mean, that pitch is a perfect example. That's a slider right down the middle. What I would say when you pitch into contact, you're pitching to maybe you split the plate in thirds or halves, and you pitch to halves or thirds. When you're trying to pitch to strikeouts, you're trying to throw that perfect pitch on the black or off the plate. But even when he throws down the middle, they swing and miss.
1-2 to Sanchez. Check swing. They appealed. Didn't go.
Oh. First base ump says he didn't go, but I think he did.
And obviously you're throwing that with the intent of getting contact and getting a ball on the ground. But I don't know if that's a pitch that he wants to throw a bunch of times consecutively.
Right. That's his fourth best pitch, so that's more of a show-me pitch.
2-2 pitch, rattled out into right field, coming along. Soler can't get there.
Going to drop in right at Soler's feet.
Third base now, Hoskins. And that'll be a single by Gary Sanchez to put him at the corners. And there's a moment.
That's going to be a single, so no outs. Runners on the corners.
Be able to lunge for it, make a catch.
So the go-ahead run now on first.
And at the last millisecond, he pulled up, took it in front of his feet. So back-to-back base hits for the Brewers. They've got him at the corners, no one out.
We're on the top of the fifth. Sale now on his 83rd pitch. Looks like Sale's starting to struggle a little bit.
That's William Contreras who could tie the ball game with a base hit right here. First pitch on the way to Contreras will miss outside. Last night we were talking about Soler and how he can do a fine job in right field, can make some routine plays. That's one of those plays right there where you think if it's Acuna in right field, that's an out.
Absolutely.
And of course Ronald's an elite defender. 1-0 to Contreras. Didn't get the call there. Looked like a good pitch with a fastball.
Yeah, Brian Walsh just isn't giving that high and in corner to the righty. Just doesn't like it. He can't see it, perhaps. Sometimes an umpire sit on the opposite side of the catcher's body. They don't give that pitch.
Oh.
2-0 pitch. Right down the pike for a strike.
Yeah, Soler, he's going to play an okay right field. It's not going to be great. It won't be terrible. But when somebody like Ronald Acuna gets hurt, you can't just go out and find a replacement.
Yeah.
You know, they just don't make many of those.
Braves have a 2-1 lead for now on the 2-1 pitch. And that's popped up. Should leave the field of play. Reaching towards the
ball, but it'll be outside the field of play.
That becomes a souvenir. That is 2-2 on Contreras, and now is when Sale needs swing and miss stuff.
Absolutely, Laney. Let's.
Yeah, you make your
everybody
out slider pitch for a strikeout here. You get a little ground ball. You're out of this inning. No harm.
Just
no foul.
Bring Julie home safe on a ride home from Chattanooga.
Ready with a 2-2. Here it comes, and down he goes. Struck him.
Got him swinging on that one.
Slider low and in.
Out number one.
And just to tell you how filthy that pitch is, the swing tells you everything you need to know about how nasty that pitch is. And by the time the bat was coming through the zone, Darren, he was holding the bat with one hand and swiping down at it.
Well, he was in danger of swinging at strike three and getting hit in the back foot with that slider breaking harder in. So that was a business decision. You know, William Contreras moved his back foot out of the way and sacrificed the integrity of that swing.
So now it's Adames to the plate. He's 0 for 2. And he'll swing and miss. Same pitch, same
swing
result.
And miss.
Started
Strike
off
one.
with a slider, nothing in one. Braves now have Pierce Johnson up and tossing in the bullpen. For Sale, he's up to 88 pitches.
All right, George.
Braves leading by 1 run, but runners at the corners, one down here in the 5th. 0-1 from Sale. Low and inside with a slider. Been a challenging night for Chris, and really out of no fault of his own. You look at the strike zone that has been established by Brian Walsh, home plate umpire, and it's certainly a frustrating zone for any pitcher. He's been squeezed on multiple pitches.
Yeah, he
has.
has.
An error that led to an extended inning and a run scoring. And runners at the corners here.
You wait. We're going to have an umpire on a stick.
1-1 to Adames.
To the moon, Alice.
Fastball 98 up and away.
Got him swinging. Strike 2.
That was a mad ball. That was his best bullet of the game. And when you're out there pitching here at Truist Park, you can see the right center field bullpen. You can see when the guy's relieving to come in, and clean it up. So Chris Sale, seeing Pierce Johnson warming, says, all right, I'm going to get my best stuff here. I'm going to get out of this jam myself. Finish this 5th.
See where he wants to go here. Ready with a 1-2. Here it comes. Low and in with a slider.
2-2 the
bad
count.
Idea because it's 2-2.
One out, runners on first and second.
And you can go right back to that slider here. This will be his 92nd pitch of the ball game. Runners take their leads at first and third. Cuts loose at 2-2. And Adames is cooked. Got him with a
Got him swinging. Strike 3.
Slider.
Out number 2, baby.
And there's the benefit of getting ahead in the count.
He's made it something different, man. You can look at him, see his face out there on the mound, and just his body posture. He's determined to get out of this inning. Whatever it takes, whatever pitch he has to throw, if he has to throw 99, he's going to do it. And you got to love seeing that out of your guy.
That was his 10th strikeout of the ball game. And now facing Joey Ortiz, who is 1 for 2. Ortiz slaps one foul.
Ortiz down the foul ball line.
So the 10 strikeouts for Sale. This is the 4th time this season he's reached a double-digit strikeout total. His season best is 11. Of course, we all remember that ball game. That was the 1-0 loss to the White Sox. Might have been his best line of the entire year and took a loss. 0-1 on Ortiz. Sale brings it. Strike. Perfect pitch on the outside corner. And now he's ahead 0-2. And like Darren mentioned, he's determined to get through this inning. He had first and third, no one out. Struck out Contreras, struck out Adames. Now looking
You're
to
welcome, ma'am.
And strike out Ortiz.
Get another one. Come on, baby.
Lobbed out towards left field.
Oh, it's going to be a base hit. That's going to score.
There was an 0-2 pitch out away from him, but he just threw the barrel at it and just flipped it.
Come on, Braves. Let's get it going.
85th pitch of the ball game for Sale. He was one good bullet away from getting through it. Well, I don't know how he made contact with that pitch.
Fortunately, that's the second time we've seen Ortiz do that. He did in Milwaukee. He went down and got a pitch just like that one that was probably going to bounce. In Milwaukee,
come on, Braves fans.
100 miles an hour all the way out to the warning track off a pitch just like that.
Let's start giving our boys some positive mojo.
Just keep throwing it, but in my humble opinion,
we got a mound visit going on right now.
Chris Sale has. Show him something else.
Looks like Pierce Johnson in the pen warming up.
Show him something up and in. Show him, give him something else to think about. A fastball way out of the zone.
Well, and to your point, he threw that fastball for strike 2 versus Adames.
Yep.
Look, that thing was red hot coming in at 98, but it looked like it was about 108.
Yeah.
Because he'd been throwing slider. That RBI by Ortiz is 34th of the year. It's a 2-2 ball game in the top of the 5th inning. So got a visit from acting pitching coach Eric Abreu. Now the inning continues for Blake Perkins. He's singled in the second, flied out to left field in the 3rd inning. First and second, 2 down. The pitch on the way from Sale. Perkins hits one to the right side, past a diving.
Oh, that's going to be another base hit.
Around third base.
They might take the lead with this one.
The throw out of right has bounced to second base.
They did.
Single by Perkins, and the Brewers have their first lead of the ball game.
2 outs, runners on the corners. Come on, Snit. You can see that Sale is struggling.
Jumped on a first pitch fastball.
Giving up back-to-back runs. Come on.
Chris Sale. So the Braves make the Arrow Exterminators call to the bullpen. Make the right call. Protect your home or business from pests by calling 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. Unfortunately, the end of the line.
It's all right. Let's give him a hand. Good job, Chris.
More about him when we come back. 3-2 Brewers here in the 5th inning.
Good job, brother.
I spy.
I'll take that kind of pitching any day. Welcome in, everybody. I appreciate you stopping in. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to hit that thumbs up for us. If you're now just joining us, the Braves are now behind 3-2. I don't think he quite made 100. He may have, Lane. I didn't bother looking towards the end. I know he was at 91 or 92 within the last two batters. Yeah, almost. Yeah. Boy, that just hurts like heck today. I fell yesterday. All right, so we are back to Truist Park.
Chasing Chris Sale from the game after 4 2/3. Had great stuff.
Poof!
It looked like
That's
he was
right.
gonna just
Poof!
will
There
his
it
way
went.
Through a lot of bad luck to a scoreless fifth there. Ended with 10 strikeouts. On to relieve him. Pierce Johnson's on for the 38th time this season. Last time he pitched was on the.
You know, like I told Mav yesterday, you know, the Brewers are no joke. You know, they're a legitimate team.
First and third, 2 outs.
And
been pretty
they
good so
could,
far this
we've
season.
seen it. They can put 7 on in an inning without an issue.
Right here. Yeah, 25 batters faced by Sale, 10 strikeouts. But leaves the ball.
Sale had 10 Ks on the day.
Monasterio, the batter, 0 for 1. Runner at first base on the move. Pitches a ball low. Pump fake down by Murphy. Doesn't let go of it. And a stolen base by Perkins.
Chris Sale tonight was his 85th career double-digit strikeout game.
That's a big stolen base.
Steve Carlton into 8th place for the all-time list.
Now base hit, tacks on 2 runs. They've got Ortiz at third and Perkins at second.
Stolen base.
1-0 pitch. Through the front door. Got a good call there on a strike.
Wow. No, that one, hey, I'll take it.
9 hits for the Brewers, 2 runs, 5
that was
hits in there for the Braves.
5 inches on the outside, on the inside line. 5 inches from the box itself. And we got a strike call.
1-1. A little bit low. Check swing, but didn't commit. And a 2-1 count.
Nice to see the ump finally give us some.
Big at bat we saw in that third game of the series in Milwaukee.
Good point.
Pierce came on to shut down a rally right after Chris Sale, and Murphy elected to keep Monasterio in the game.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fouls that back. Yeah, we were thinking he should have gone with Bryce Terang in that moment. He didn't. Of course, his team has the lead now, but it's still Monasterio.
That's right, Landy. We ain't scared.
Struck him out in that ball game. Looking to strike him out right here. Runners at second and third take their leads. 2-2 from Pierce. Goodness, where was that? Hit the outside corner. Everybody in the field started taking a step to the dugout. Brian Walsh has had a very inconsistent strike zone tonight. There have been multiple calls where Braves pitchers and even Peralta himself of the Brewers have been squeezed. Bad zone. There's a 3-2 pitch on the way. Monasterio sends one foul. That should have been a third strike all the way. And of all the pitches that have squeezed pitchers in the ball game, I think that might be the biggest violation of all. That was a really good pitch.
3-2 count.
Ready?
2 outs. Runners on second and third. Top of the fifth. 3-2 lead. Milwaukee over Atlanta.
Here's cuts it loose. And that misses high, according to Brian Walsh. Boy, it's a keyhole.
This ump is garbage.
All of a sudden. He's got to be perfect.
Garbage ump. Again, that was a strike.
High, but goodness.
I think both of those balls did break the plane of
bases juiced.
So when those robot umpires do inevitably come, or the challenge comes into play, those would both have been called strikes.
So now they're loaded for Mitchell, and he'll ground one out towards first base. Easy play for Matt Olson. He scoops.
There you go.
The
Matt Olson steps on the back for out number 3. That strands 3 Brewers.
Together, they send 8 men to the
We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th.
4 hits, no errors.
Braves currently behind 3-2. Yeah, he's sitting there behind his little old mask. He like, okay, I gotta go to the grocery store after the game. I need some eggs. I need some peanut butter. Oh, should I get some milk? No, maybe I got some milk. Well, but I only got a half a gallon. Maybe I should pick up some milk. Oh, that was a strike. Yep, that was a strike. Okay, I'm back. Here we go again. Yep, yeah, I better pick up some milk for sure. I mean, come on. Or a hot date, yep. Hey, Zachary, what you up to? Welcome in, friend. Geez, should I take a shower? I don't smell. Do I smell? No, I don't know. Oh, strike! Strike! That was a strike!
Down, and his Brewers mates gave him a run in the third inning and two more in the fifth.
All right, Jared Kelenic, 0 for 1 on the day.
Jared Kelenic, 8-9-1 for the Braves here in the fifth. Kelenic takes a called strike. What we've seen in the ball game really is back to what you were saying earlier about the scouting.
91 mile an hour four-seam fastball.
Early in ball games,
0-1 count.
In after that. Perfectly reflects what he's been doing all year. That'll be swung on and missed.
High and outside. That's ball. Or strike
sometimes
two.
You just struggle out of the gate, and it's been that way his whole career. So we were able to get to him last week in Milwaukee with those back-to-back home runs. Hopefully, we can repeat that.
Kelenic takes the ball low and outside. Yeah, those two home runs really shook things up for the Braves, and of course they did that again later in the ball game. Same two guys, Olsen and d'Arnaud, went back-to-back twice in that ball game. Once versus Peralta. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That'll be fouled back by Kelenic. Also took Koenig deep once the Braves got into that Brewers bullpen.
Ladies, back to sewing up K's new dress.
Tonight,
all right.
they're going to need to come from behind and figure out a way to win this ball game. 1-2 pitch, a lunge and a miss, and Kelenic strikes out. One down here in the inning. Folks, you need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget. And we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference so you can save more energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy. One down for Whit Merrifield as he's 0 for 1 in the ball game, 1 for 4 in the series. Takes a called strike. Night has fallen here in Atlanta under the lights here at the ballpark.
All right, we got Merrifield 0 for 0-1 on the day. He grounded out in the second.
The 73rd pitch of the ball game from Peralta. That'll miss low and
That'll
inside.
be ball one.
Ben, did I say Peralta was a fly ball pitcher?
Counts even 1-1.
Because that's all. It's in my notes. And thus far today, he has 5 ground ball outs, 0 flyouts, and those 2 big double plays that really shut down a early inning rally.
There's a 1-1 to Merrifield. That'll be stroked into left field.
That'll be a single lead or a
hit for the Braves.
1 out solo. 1 out single.
And I was thinking a warm night here in
By
Atlanta.
Whit Merrifield.
Game time temp was somewhere in the low 90s. Extreme fly ball pitcher. Really doesn't get many ground balls at all. Thinking we might actually get to see some homers tonight. As we talked before, it's crucial these Braves hit at least one home run. 12 and 26 when they don't homer. So that's a big part of this Braves offensive game plan.
They have not homered since Saturday. It is Wednesday. There's a called strike. Last home run was hit by Marcell Ozuna to lead off the third inning in a ball game against the Marlins. And at that point, the Braves had the lead in that ball game. It lost 4-3. Trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So Laird takes a called strike. That was A good ball and a half low.
The strike zone is abysmal. The first pitch of the at-bat, probably, Snit's probably going to get run here.
Yeah, Snit's barking at him very loudly from the top step of the dugout. And to be quite honest, Brian Walsh has deserved every word of it.
This is bull crap.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. That'll miss high.
Now, we've seen this guy call more calls against the Braves than he's given them.
Bark out there.
Snit is real adamant. There he goes. Snit's out of here.
Snit's going to walk out there and get his money's worth.
Snit's going to get his money's worth. He's coming to the mound. He's been thrown out of the game. That might be what this team needs. An adamant coach is going to stand up for his guys.
Snit is giving him every mistake he has made tonight, pointing it out. Walsh just sitting there, stone-faced and taking it.
Look at this guy. This is a youngster. This is a youngster umpire. There's no reason to be missing them calls, youngster.
Cox is smiling.
You need to go back down and learn how to call pitches.
So. He's been pretty abysmal tonight. The strike zone is extremely skinny. And
that ball was this far below the line, and he called it a strike. That's why Snit come unglued.
When you don't know where the strike is.
That graphic on the screen does not do it justice. You watch it live,
so
it was this far below.
Brian Snitker ejected. Here's the 1-2 to Soler, and he chases and misses for strike 3. So 2 down in the inning, and before Austin Riley climbs in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Never miss a pitch of the Braves.
WCNN.
Snit got tired of the umpire's atrocious calls, Lane.
And streaming free on the Fan app.
Yeah, finally we see a head coach do something for his guys.
Merrifield, the runner at first base. Austin Riley's had a good night. Takes ball inside. And an RBI double back in the first inning.
What's the matter, Ump? You don't want to call that a strike either?
That first base dugout sure could go for seeing Riley.
Home plate umpire, Brian Walsh. Just a youngster.
1-0 pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes. And I say it's low, and I have to wait and make sure that it was also low for home plate umpire Brian Walsh. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Riley muscles one.
That is gone, baby! Yeah! That man gets the dance! Two-run home run, baby! 428 feet, 110 mile an hour off the bat. That's what I'm talking about, baby! Are we gonna see a rally, baby? Snit got it started. He come out, chewed the umpire's butt, got thrown out of the game. His boys are saying, let's do it!
That home run, first off, it's the first homer by the Braves since Saturday.
The Braves now take the lead 4-3 over the Milwaukee Brewers.
$75 on a set of select tires at Tire Discounters tomorrow only, plus a free alignment and a free oil change. Ball low and outside. Stay tuned for the Hyundai postgame show to see how much you'll save tomorrow.
Low and outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th. Braves now leading 4-3.
Braves hit back-to-back homers versus Peralta last time they saw him. Maybe Riley and Ozuna can do that. 2-0 pitch on the way. Low and outside. 3-0.
That's my very favorite type of home run. Just the sound of it. You know it's gone.
It was beautiful, wasn't it?
110 off the bat. 428 feet, about 10.
Oh, you knew it. That was a no-doubter.
That had to feel good off the bat for Austin Riley.
See if you get a 3-0 green light. Ball 4.
That man got the dance, baby. Yeah. Ball 4.
So it's a 2-out homer by Riley.
2-0.
Followed by a walk. And here's Matt Olson. Now visit to the mound by pitching coach Chris Hook. The Brewers will visit with Peralta.
So I've talked to you before, and when pitching coaches make mound visits to a struggling pitcher, The success of that mound visit is determined by what happens after it. And you go up to the pitching coach, say, nice mound visit, Craney. Well, if I see Snit, I'm going to tell him, hey, nice ejection. You got the boys fired up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So much so that I'm going to make the ejection by Brian Snitker the truest play in the game. Brought to you by Truist. Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank member.
Listen to that. He's making Snit getting ejected the play of the game.
I mean, poor Snit was turning all kinds of red.
That's right, baby. Let's go.
You know, sometimes you go out there just to give him a piece of your mind. But, man, he was furious, as he should.
That's what the Braves are needed. They need an adamant coach. They need a coach that's going to stand up for them.
Ain't that the truth?
And certainly two broadcasters.
I've never seen anybody from the Braves get thrown out. I now have.
A reason to it. There's Matt Olson, 4-3 Braves.
Get your guys behind you. Get them motivated. Come on, Matty. Put it out, baby.
Wrap around the corner, but missed the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
But we shouldn't be shocked. Brian Walsh only ranks in the 9th percentile of accuracy in the major leagues. So one of the very worst ball strike umpires in the league.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Olson swings and misses. He might need a little bit more time in the International League.
I need to get his prescription checked.
1 ball and 1 strike on Olson. Matt with a sac fly RBI back in the first inning. Also a ground out. 1-1 stroke to the right side. Base hit. Just past Monasterio. Rounding second. Heading for third now Ozuna. And he goes into second base with a belly flop slide. Ball went rolling across the grass of the infield, but pounced upon by Joey Ortiz. Good hustle by Ozuna going first to third on the base hit by Olson. And the Braves have at the corners now for Orlando Arcia.
Braves with 2 outs, but runners on the corners.
See, and I don't know if he's maybe trying to throw that for a ball.
3-4
and,
Arcia,
you know, trying to set up.
Just be so demoralizing for this Brewers team. We saw so much of that in 2023. We've been wanting for some of that here in 2024. It's a great opportunity with a rattled pitcher on the mound and a hot hitter at the dish.
Peralta's up to 88 pitches. And now facing a former Brewer in Orlando Arcia. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Orlando takes a called strike. Well, given who the opponent is and given the history between
all right,
Arcia
so
and
0-1 to count to Orlando Arcia.
As far as saying he might be the guy that you want at the plate right now because we've given you the numbers already. In his career against his former team, batting .316 with 2 homers.
Yeah, to see Ozuna go from first to third, you better believe he was hustling.
So he has really come back.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of hustle.
Including a couple
Solar,
of in the series in Milwaukee
in the first inning, Solar's hit out that corner. The right fielder dropped the ball twice. And he was able to pick it up and still barely made it to second before the ball got there. If he would have been trucking along, you know, and running them bases, he could have easily have made a third, you know, a triple.
Olson at first, Ozuna at third. Looking to add on to a 1-run
hopefully
lead.
Solar, hopefully he thinks about that the next time.
Off the plate with
that's the kind of mentality we need our guys to have. Hustle, hustle, hustle.
Ball right there,
even if you think you're going to get thrown out at first, hustle. You don't ever know if somebody's going to drop the ball or overthrow it or whatnot. Hustle down. Why you guys get paid millions of dollars that you get paid?
Pitch on the way. Arcia swings and misses at strike 3. Went upstairs.
Got to do it, but the Braves got on top 4-3.
But the Braves get a big homer from Austin Riley and retake the lead. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 2 left. We played 5. We head to the top of the 6th inning, 4-3 Atlanta.
I mean, that's just something that was ingrained in my head when I was, you know, back in school and played ball and did whatnot. You know, work ethic was ingrained. I was a really good wrestler. I played football. I played baseball. I didn't play basketball though. You know, you hustle because you just never know what's going to, especially in baseball. You don't know if somebody's going to be able to make it accurate accurate throw. How many times have we seen that where an outfielder having to slide it and spin throw and they're off the mark and you would have been on, but you decide you're going to just nonchalantly trot down the line instead of running as fast as you can. That's another area that I feel the Braves need to work on is player hustle. Now last year Snit sat Ozzy down. Ozzy hit the ball and barely was running because he was watching for it because he thought it was going to be a home run. And it turned out to bounce off the wall and he had to then take off running and Snit didn't feel he wasn't able to get to second because of it. And Snit set him down for 2 games because of it last year. I believe in that.
Braves.
All right, we are back to
Louisiana
Truist Park.
brand hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Pierce Johnson facing Jackson Churio to lead off the top of the 6th inning, and he does so with a ball
right outside.
1 ball and no strikes. Great down.
Well, I guess high up in the middle.
Got a very entertaining ball game at this point. 4 runs on 8 hits for the Braves, 3 runs, 9 hits for the Brewers. The 1-0 pitch on the way from Pierce Johnson. That'll miss outside 2-0. Alongside
Come on, Johnson.
And our producer engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you. Crowd was buzzing there in the bottom of the 5th inning after that 2-run homer by
Boys
Austin Riley.
just busted their butt to get us up by 2 or up by 1.
Just a low 3-ball.
And you're going to give it away by walking this guy.
And the last thing you want to do here
count.
is come out and walk the leadoff man. But a 3-0 count on Churio. Pitch on the way. That'll miss
Ball
inside.
4.
So a leadoff walk on 4 straight from Pierce Johnson.
In between innings, I continued my umpire research.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That ump has been giving the Brewers them calls all day. The Braves pitcher puts one there, no call.
And is ranked 84th out of 86 umpires in accuracy.
If that's the case, I don't even want to know who 85 and 86
to me,
are.
To me, I feel that's that ump saying, up yours, Snit. Come out here in front of all these people and yell at me again. I'll just continue to call crap calls on your team.
2 runs. There are certainly some calls that Chris Sale was squeezed on by Brian Walsh. There's the 0-1 on the way to Rhys Hoskins. No foul one back. Then in the bottom of the inning, good start for the Braves as Merrifield got aboard.
All right, 0-2 the count. Runner on first, top of the 6th, no outs.
Brian Snitker
Braves
came
leading
out
4-3.
balls and strikes with Brian Walsh.
Hey,
he was
Jared Brown,
ejected,
welcome
and the next
in.
batter, Austin Riley.
We're trying.
Into the seats in left
they
field.
certainly
Braves
are
retake
trying.
the
Hey,
lead.
remember, guys,
We'll
get
to
your
see a little
like,
bit of everything
get
there in
your
that 5th inning.
chat votes in. Be sure to head on over to the community page.
Low and away, 1 ball,
and
2
get
strikes.
your chat votes and likes in there as well. The last I seen, the community
Chris Sale
page
got the start for the Braves this
had
evening,
the
went
votes
4 2/3.
for
allowed 3
the
runs,
Brewers
2 earned on 9
winning.
hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts. 1-2 to Hoskins, fouled back to our right. Still 1-2.
Let's go check this out real
think
quick.
about Pierce Johnson. It came on for the top of the 5th inning, faced the final 2 batters that inning, had a walk and then a ground out. And then
thank you so much, guys and gals, for those subs. I just noticed that we've had 3 subs since the start of the stream.
How much of
we are
sitting
now
down
10
and getting
subs
back
away
up for a
from that.
reliever do you think led to that
1100
4-pitch
goal.
walk to Churio?
Yes,
10 subs.
A challenge, being honest with you. I got much better at it later in my career. I really,
you Braves
after
fans
about
have
5
pulled her
minutes,
up.
I wouldn't sit back down. Just stay up.
When I
stretching
looked
and
before the
moving.
game started, the Milwaukee Brewers
Freddy
are up
with a
at
2-2. There goes
38%.
Churio. Pitch on the way as a ball
Or,
down to second base. Close play. Not in time.
Not in time. He dropped the
Very
ball.
Close. And the tag by Merrifield came in on Churio right as he was diving for the bag. Waiting to see if the Braves want to take a peek at it.
Stolen base.
Oh, he come off the bag. He should be out.
This is a strike, but Sean Murphy jumping up to get ready to make his throw obscures the umpire's view and the Braves don't get the call. So
right there, he had him.
Of the running game.
His hand come off the back, and the glove was right on the dude's back. Come on.
Big pitch here. 3-2 to Hoskins. Missed low and outside for ball 4. It was right on the corner, folks. Pierce Johnson's furious. Throw came back out there to him, and he just snatched it out of the air. Now
I tell you, the ump, this is personal for this ump. That is a strike every day of the week.
Murphy, not a real excitable catcher. As soon as he threw that ball back to Pierce Johnson, he turned around and started chewing on Brian Walsh's
Pull that ump.
That's just bad.
Pull that ump. That's personal. That's because Stick got in his face.
Walks. Here's Gary Sanchez. Sanchez takes the ball low and outside. Now A.J. Minter up and tossing in the Braves bullpen. Meanwhile, the Brewers have Nick Mears tossing in their pen. 4-3 Braves, top of the 6th inning.
Again, thank you Thank you for those subs. I certainly appreciate it.
1-0 from Pierce Johnson. Strike. On the inside corner with a curveball. Ground ball would be nice. Braves could really go for a double play right here. Gary Sanchez cuts it loose, missed over the top of a curveball. 1-2. So the Braves already into their bullpen. Brewers are probably doing that pretty soon.
And you know,
the Braves and the Brewers
people might be like, that's just conspiracy theory. Those umps would never do that. How do we know that they wouldn't, though?
Be a battle of the bullpens the rest of the way, and the 1-2 pitch on the way
you
to
know,
Sanchez.
Hey, you come out here and embarrass me. I'm just
base.
gonna continue making crappy calls against your team.
Ready with a 1-2. Here it comes. Line drive and a base hit in the left field. Churio had to make sure he's
base hit in the left. That's going to score.
Braves hit the cutoff man, and there will be no throw. And we got a tie ball game after the base hit by Sanchez. 4-piece here in the top of the 6th inning. That just drives up the frustration.
All right, time to pull Johnson out of there.
Even more.
And there's no question he's been awful tonight. But the thing that's really bothering me is that I would say 9 out of 10 or 11 of these bad calls have gone in the Brewers' favor.
Yep.
So
see that?
Be bad, at least
exactly.
Be bad for both teams.
Sure.
Exactly. Thank you.
Right.
Exactly what the announcer just said. They need to be even between the teams, and they've been all Brewer calls. So we got AJ Minter heading to the plate.
Hey, Braves fans, summer is.
AJ Minter will be pitching. Now, a way to work around that would absolutely be let a camera decide. Eliminate that home plate umpire. Camera, you can get enough cameras and all the angles you need to tell you if that ball, have a camera system back that up. Or at least have these umpires' calls reviewable. Give them 2 reviews a game. Pierce Johnson comes into the dugout throwing a tantrum. But in all honesty, he was shafted by that umpire. He was definitely shafted by the ump. The ump with all the horrible calls he's made tonight. You heard the announcer. 10 of the 11 calls have been in the Brewers' favor. 10 of the 11 most obvious bad calls. There's one. That's only because the guy stood in his way. But the announcer said 10 of the 11 most obvious bad calls by the ump have all been in the Brewers' favor. They did. He did. And I think the umpire's continuing it for personal reasons. And he's not supposed to get emotional in this game. He's supposed to be a guy to keep his composure and call the game the way it's supposed to be called. Send him back down to the minors because he needs to work on his job. Nice. Beautiful by Riley. Nice play by Austin Riley. Instead of going for the double, he went ahead and come after the guy coming home. Beautiful. Out number 2. We still have runners on first and second, but we're now 2 outs, and we saved that run, saved them going ahead. Finally it goes the Braves' way. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am.
It's a slice of Swiss cheese. 1-2 misses high.
Hey, welcome in, everybody, if you're just joining us. It's been a heck of a game between the Brewers and Atlanta. We're in the top of the 6th, 2 outs, runners on first and second. 2-2 count. The game is tied 4-4.
Ground ball to third and foul. A 4-4 ball game as we're in the top of the 6th inning.
No, don't worry about that. I don't.
It'll be the Georgia Lottery home run.
I don't pay attention to caps, anyways.
A.J. Minter trying to keep it a tie game. Contreras at second, Adames at first. And his 2-2 pitch. In the dirt, knocked down by Murphy, came up looking to throw down to first base on a snap throw, but couldn't secure the pitch. And now a 3-2 count on Ortiz. Ortiz had a good night. Single, double, RBI. Only time they got him was on a strikeout back in the 2nd inning. Mentor bent at the waist, looking into his catcher Sean Murphy, now straightens. Runners take their leads. And the 3-2 pitch. Sent foul up into the third deck down the right field line.
All right. Got everything working
next
again.
Pitch will be the 7th of the battle between Mentor and Ortiz. And AJ is the third pitcher used in this ball game by the Braves. It started with Sale, then Johnson, and now AJ Mentor.
We had the lead, then we lost it. Then we had the lead.
Left-hander looking
now
into Sean Murphy. Needs a good pitch right here. Runners go, 3-2, missed high for ball 4.
Oh, come on, Mentor.
And that will be the third walk of the inning.
Bases are juiced again. This is like the third or fourth time the Brewers have had the bases juiced.
So that one was a ball. Very high.
Flip a coin.
Now it's up to Blake Perkins. This guy's 2 for 3 this evening. Got to be ready for that first pitch because he's jumped on it multiple times in this series. He'll take a strike there. First pitch cutter for a strike.
Everything points to be that way, Kenneth. That's my intent.
Oh, one line drive center field down for a base.
Well, that's going to bring. They're going to take the lead.
Here comes Adames, and the throw in is going to kick off the mound, take a funny hop down to second base now for Perkins. Ortiz goes first to third, and the Brewers have a 6-4 lead.
Brewers now have a 6-4 lead.
Sixth inning. Throw in by Kelnick. Olsen, rather than cutting it, let it come through, thinking maybe they had a shot of the plate, but that throw hit the top of the mound on the fly and just took a very bizarre hop off the mound at that point, just killed any opportunity he had at the plate. So here's Monasterio, and he takes a called strike. So a 2 RBI single. He takes second base on the throw.
High outside.
Monasterio.
Single for Perkins. He took second on the throw in.
One pitch. Low and in. Good stop by Murphy. That saved a run.
Oh, we're lucky Murphy was able to grab that one.
Monasterio is the 8th Brewer to the plate here in the top of the 6th.
Come on, Mentor. Gotta have better control than this.
AJ up to 17 pitches since coming on in relief of Pierce Johnson. There's 2 to the plate. That's in for a strike.
There's a strike. 2-2
now
count.
The Braves have Luke Jackson tossing in the bullpen, but hopefully AJ Mentor can find strike 3 right here.
Charge to Johnson.
And the 2-2 pitch.
2-2 pitch.
Missed low, 3 balls.
Down to the dirt, so that's ball 3.
You're looking back at this inning and analyzing
Full ball.
It's okay to think of what would have happened if Riley would have thrown to second on a double play instead of coming home. Trying to get that double play with Adames running down the line and be out of the inning. Do you sacrifice that potential run to have a chance to be out of the inning?
3-2. Missed low it outside for ball 4.
Oh, ball 4.
Boy, get an inning like this and probably feel like
another base is loaded.
And wonder what might have happened if this had gone that way rather than the other. Now Eric Haas will come to the plate. He'll be pinch hitting for Garrett Mitchell.
That's right, Kane.
Around here in the top of the 6th inning.
You don't get no new nicey things.
Now Eric Abreu out there to have a visit with Mentor, bring him the scouting report.
It's easy to be, armchair quarterback, right? Analyzing after the fact, but a big league infielder has a pretty good internal clock. So I guess Austin's internal clock there was telling him, Adames runs well, just like a lot of these Brewers do, and that I got to get that run at home instead of taking that chance. But, post-mortem, you got to wonder what would have happened.
Yeah. Well, until you trust your pitchers. I mean, we just mentioned that this has been the best bullpen ERA-wise in the league.
That's true.
And you're thinking, if I cut down that run at the plate, I trust whomever's on the mound. Figured a way to get through this thing without any further damage.
Yeah.
Well, here is Eric Haas.
All right, so here we go to Eric Haas.
Went over 3.
Eric Haas with a 345 batting average, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs, and a 1.042 OPS.
It's been a 3-run inning for the Brewers.
2 outs, bases loaded, top of the 6th. Brewers leading 6-4.
0-1 pitch. He swings and misses.
Swing and misses.
The thing about this inning, Darren, every Brewer that has come to the plate this inning has reached base. Walk, walk, single, back-to-back fielder's choices, walk, single, walk. So 8 straight batters have reached.
It's a lot of traffic.
I'll tell you what, if karma don't bite, I do.
Gonna need to install some traffic lights out there.
Oh,
nothing
bite his ankles.
AJ trying to punch him out.
Like a little chihuahua.
On the way, and he strikes out Haas.
Got it swinging.
Cutter low and in against the right-handed.
Got us out.
That ends the top of the 6th.
Brewers are strand 3, but they took the lead 6-4.
They retake the lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-4.
Where are we at in our going to the bottom of the 6th? All right, I need to use the restroom, guys and gals. I'll be right back.
MLB Network. Every night on MLB Network, watch live look-ins, highlights, and breakdowns throughout the night as TV's best baseball analysts bring you live news and updates from every team. MLB Tonight, every night on MLB Network.
But if you've been noticing an uptick in signs and strange coincidences, it might be time to start paying attention to the messages from beyond the outfield. You could get some mystical insight on how to maximize your strikeout totals.
Step up to the plate and get ready to play ball. The baseball show for kids where you can learn about batting, fielding, and everything in between from the real pros. 72.org.
The 2024 Braves promotional calendar features a variety of exciting gate giveaways. See the full schedule and get your tickets at braves.com/promos. We're streaming every game of the Braves 2024 season free on the 680 The Fan app. So make sure you download it now and don't miss a pitch of the Braves this season.
Bottom of the 6th, Braves trailing 6-4. Freddy Peralta's day is done after 5 innings. New hurler for the Brewers, right-hander Nick Mears. He was acquired from the Rockies on July 27th. When we saw him twice win Milwaukee Series. Once he was great, once not so great. So we'll see what he's got here against Adam Duvall.
Adam leading it off in the Georgia Lottery home run jackpot inning.
Number 10, Sal Frelick.
There's a called strike. Sal Frelick comes into the ball game in right field. Remember, they pinch hit for the previous right fielder Garrett Mitchell with Eric Haas. And now it's Frelick going into right field. 0-1 on Adam Duvall. There's a called strike from Mears.
Mears got a big fastball, averages about 97, goes up to 99. Also throws a slider and a curveball to keep these hitters off balance. As I said, first appearance in a Brewers uniform, he was great. In that last game, he relieved Freddy Peralta, and the Braves hit him around a little bit.
Go for some of that right here. Is the 0-2 pitch. Duvall sends one foul over to our right. This is the Georgia Lottery home run jackpot inning. And if the Braves hit a homer here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Tommy Hughes in Decatur, Georgia will win $2,500. And if you'd like to enter for your chance to win at least $1,000 from the Georgia Lottery, visit 680thefan.com/GA Lottery. Georgia Lottery today could be the day. Let's hope so. 0-2 pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braves used the power of the home run ball last inning. Got a big 2-run homer by Austin Riley to retake the lead. Looking for a surge here to answer the 3 runs the Brewers put up on the board at the top of the 6th inning. Brewers have come to town, hit everything in sight. They've got 27 hits in this series. Ball outside, 2-2. They had 16 last night. They've got 11 tonight. Braves have 8 base hits this evening. Right-hander Mears, long blonde hair coming out of the back of his Navy cap. 2-2 pitch on the way, and he blows that bitey ball. 98-mile-an-hour fastball up and away. And one down here in the 6th inning.
Well, it's hard to believe Austin Riley's home run was just last inning.
Yeah.
It's been about 40 minutes.
It's a lot that's happened since that home run.
This game has been action-packed, good and bad.
Yeah, this game has certainly been a roller coaster to this point, especially the last 2 innings. Sean Murphy takes a first pitch strike. Right-hander Mears. Big tall righty set right of the belly. 0-1. Pitch on the way to Murphy. That bounced in front of the plate, kicked up a little bit of chalk dust, and a 1-1 count. Phillies are still in Los Angeles facing the Dodgers. They start up a ball game here in about 40 minutes out of Dodger Stadium. 1-1, broken bat fouled off into the second deck. Murph examines the bat, indeed finds the splintered portion of that stick. He's got to get a brand new bat. And they'll doctor that one up, put a little stickum on the handle. 6-4 Brewers as we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Braves picked up 2 runs in the 1st inning, 2 more in the 5th inning. And for the Brewers, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th. And they lead at 6-4.
I know it. Let's have it. The Smurfinator.
For the
1 and 2 the count.
Wrap up their 2-city road trip. This road trip for them started in Washington, where they dropped 2 of 3. And now here in Atlanta for 3 ball games. 1-2 to Murphy. High chopper off the plate, charging at third. Ortiz
chopper over to third, over to first. Got him at the plate.
Down the line. He had an extra
Got him at the bag.
Get a good
That'll
throw
be out
over
number
there.
2, bottom of the 6th.
2 down for Kelnick. So Duvall struck out. Murphy grounds out, and 2 down for Jared Kelnick. Brewers head home after this stop in Atlanta. They'll have a long homestand coming up. That'll be swung on and missed by Kelnick. They'll have the Reds, Dodgers, and Guardians coming to town. Meanwhile, the Braves have a 3-city road trip coming up.
Hey, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate you stopping in. If you're just joining us, the
Jared
Brewers are
Kelnick.
leading 6-4 in the bottom of the 6th. We've
Now,
got 2
time
outs.
called as
Jared
Mears
Kelnick up the
has
bat.
an issue with his pitch count
0-1 the
device. He
count.
said, I can't hear anything.
0-1 the count. Jared Kelnick 0 for 2 tonight. He had a line out and a
Still
strikeout.
has fingers. I mean,
He's batting a
we still
233
know how to
average,
give
12
number
home runs,
signs. I don't-
33 ribbies, and a .684 OPS this season.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, get on your soapbox
I'm
here.
on my rocking chair right
like
now.
it.
Like, it's not that hard, dude. You got 2 outs, nobody on base. If somebody gets on second base,
Not
get
mind
yourself
you.
a new pitch com. But come on, let's go.
No, just shove
I
some
do.
cards, drop some
I do.
fingers.
Got my
Nothing wrong with
finger.
Jared Kelnick.
Got my tomahawk.
Ready
Come
now,
on,
pitch
baby.
That was a wipeout.
What are you
pitch there.
swinging
Got a
at?
piece of it on a
Saying
slider.
golf?
And it's 0-2 on Jared.
Yeah, Mears is showing some good stuff here.
Oh, and 2 count
from Colorado.
Kelnick.
I'm sure Mears was pretty excited to get
Let's
a
go,
Coors Field on
Braves.
15.
Let's go. Let's go, Braves. Let's go.
0-2, swung on, miss, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. And the Braves go down
Crap.
2-3. Kelnick snaps the bat over his thigh like a twig. He is not happy. I don't think anybody here is. We played 6. We head to the top of the 7th. 6-4 Milwaukee.
Kelnick throws a tantrum at the plate, snaps the bat over his leg. So we're heading to the top of the 7th. Top of the 7th. Brewers leading 6-4. Hey, the play tonight is night and day difference from last night. It definitely is with the guys hitting. Now, last night's game, there's no way Elder should have been left in there after giving up 3 in the first 5 batters. He should have been pulled. I think a lot of fans, and yes, we are fans, but I think a lot of us are in agreement. He should have been pulled. Snit made the wrong call there. Now, I was absolutely impressed to see Snit show some emotion about the calls that this ump has been making all game. Even the announcer said at one point during the game, 10 of the 11 of the worst calls that he's made were 10 of them were in the Brewers' favor. That is so one-sided. Well, then Snit comes out, gets in the ump's face, gets thrown out, tells the ump what he thinks, and then the calls continue to come in like that. It's like the youngster umpire wanted this to be personal. I mean, that's what it absolutely seems like to me, is that this ump has made it personal.
First pitch from Bummer is in for a called strike. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Ben Ingerman with you for the second game of this series of 3 between
harder
the
to keep
Braves and the
this
Brewers.
synced up now.
Lefty Bummer brings it 0-1. That'll miss low. If you're just now tuning in, you've missed a wild ball game. I mean, back and forth. Braves had the early lead. Brewers came back, tied it in the top of the 5th inning, then took the lead that same inning. Braves retook the lead in the bottom of the inning.
Caught my ribs.
There's a line drive to the right side and a base hit for Cheerio. Leadoff single for him as he splits Merrifield and Olsen on the right side. Also there in that inning, Brian Snitker was ejected by home plate umpire Brian Walsh, who's had a very inconsistent strike zone tonight.
It was good to see Snit finally have emotion and stick up for his team.
At the top of the 6th inning, the Brewers sent all 9 to the plate, and the first 8 of those 9 reached base. Now, they scored 3 times, retook the lead, patted the lead, and have a 6-4 advantage. Reese Hoskins takes a called strike.
Attention meeting, tonight's attendance is 33,281.
Tonight's attendance, 33,281.
Off over to first base. Just kind of a check-in throw over there. Not much on it. Back in standing Jackson Cheerio.
This Brewers lineup now has 28 hits in 15 innings the last 2 nights. They are swinging it well.
There he goes.
Pitches
stealing second.
Away from Murphy. That'll be a stolen base by Jackson Cheerio.
Stolen base.
I would hope so. I would absolutely hope so.
On to back up your point, they'll get a whole slew of base hits, and then half the time they're running once they get on base.
They should maybe send him back down to the minor leagues and have him do some more umpiring down there.
A 1-1 pitch to Hoskins. That'll be
work
bounced
on his
foul
craft
by the Brewers dugout.
But there again,
and we talked.
Look at Angel Hernandez.
Brewers, what they would look like.
He made some of the worst calls in baseball.
Watching him these last 2 days,
and he just retired earlier in this
they
season.
Got a pitch, but
now I feel
on the base pass.
I feel the MLB told him, "Hey,
1-2 is low. 2-2. I agree with you, especially if you get an early lead
and retire,
that's
or
the
we're
kind
going
of
to get
team,
rid
you
of
get an
him."
early lead, they
gave him the choice to retire. I don't think he retired on his own. That's just my personal
Speed doesn't slump.
No, you're right.
That guy continued game after game after game after game.
Their sticks are hot, and that could be a really tough team to bounce in the postseason.
Even this year, in the beginning of the season, he was calling strikes on balls that were this far outside the box. I mean, I don't know where that guy thought he was seeing them.
Bummer, the fourth pitcher used by the Braves. Chris Sale got the start tonight.
Let's hope they talk the youngster.
4 2/3 of an inning.
It's not a
3
good
runs,
thing
2
to
earned,
make
9
that
hits,
bad of
2
calls.
walks, 10 strikeouts.
He's got to understand, this is a team's livelihood that you're messing with.
Gary Sanchez climbing in. Bummer looks back the runner.
And if there was any chance that
Pierce
he
Johnson
continued
came
making
along
bad
for a
calls
third of an inning,
purposely,
faced 5 batters, walked 3.
that's an issue.
And you'll read that line in the box score and think, man, a rough
And I'm
night for
sorry,
Pierce
but that's the way it
Johnson.
felt.
I'm
It
telling
felt
you,
like
he squeezed on multiple batters.
It felt like some of the, especially when they were absolute obvious
This
strikes,
ball
he
low
was
inside,
calling them a
1-0.
ball.
And ultimately, the final line for Pierce.
And then the ones that
3
were
runs, 3
absolute
earned, 1
balls,
hit, 3 walks,
and he
no
called them a
strikeouts.
strike.
And then
for
A.J.
the
Minter,
Brewers.
1 inning, no
Since,
runs, 1 hit, couple
to
walks,
me,
1
it just
strikeout.
felt like it was all personal. But maybe it
Altogether,
wasn't.
Braves pitchers with 7 walks in the ball game and 11 strikeouts. There's a called strike on Sanchez.
And when you give up those free passes, as we've discussed, these Brewers can run. They have 6 elite sprinters on their team. So you're just compounding your issues by giving them these speedy base runners.
That's what I think. Lane, I think he was given an ultimatum.
Bummers 1-1. And he gets a swing and a miss there, right at the bottom of the zone with a changeup.
So 1-2 count, 1 out, run around second, top of the 7th.
See if Aaron can reel in back-to-back strikeouts. Just got Hoskins. Sanchez had a big RBI single last inning. He's been on 3 times and scored twice.
Yes, sir.
Bummer checking the runner at second. That's Cheerio. Not going. 1-2, low and in on a 2-2 count. Cheerio is definitely one of those runners who will make you paranoid regardless of what base he's standing on. Takes a big lead and always a threat to run. Just 20 years old.
He's still got fresh legs.
Boy, doesn't he?
He hasn't been standing in the outfield for 10 years.
2-2 pitch.
Swing and a miss. That'll be strike
sweeper.
3. Out number 2 for the Dumber Bummer.
Was a really nice changeup, and I'm thinking I've seen Aaron Bummer pitch a lot, and I don't remember him having that quality of a changeup. And so I looked up his pitch repertoire. There's no changeup on there. So we might have just seen a new pitch he's been working on, something he can use against the right-handed batters to keep him off balance.
Maybe even out of necessity. There's a called strike. It looked good. There's a sweeper there for a called strike. Coming up, it'll be the 7th inning stretch brought to you by the Warrior Alliance, going to bat for veterans and their families by helping them navigate success after military service. To learn more, go to thewarrioralliance.org. 0-1 to William Contreras is low and outside. 6-4 Brewers, top of the 7th. They've got a runner at second base and 2 down. Braves in the bottom of the inning will have 9-1-2 with Merrifield, Soler, and Riley coming up. One fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Contreras. Bummer deals a chase hit and miss by Contreras. Struck him out with a good curveball.
Got him swinging.
The top of the 7th inning. So
Going to the
for
stretch.
Aaron Bummer. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. Time for us to stretch him out. See if the Braves can charge back, trailing 6-4 going into the bottom of the 7th inning.
Are you ready to live like a champion? Introducing Simply Sports CBD, the official CBD of athletes everywhere. Chosen by athletes like a
And that I was kind of touching on that a little bit earlier, Lane. I was saying about letting the AI cameras do some of that. But I realize umpires have been a staple of the game, and bringing in an AI camera system may clean up a lot of those bad calls. But how willing are the fans to accept that?
Against the Nats, 2/3 of an inning, strained an inherited runner. He's been hot lately, posting a 1.29 ERA in his last 8 appearances. He'll be squaring off with 9-1-2 in this Braves order.
Trailing by 2 runs into the bottom of the 7th. There's ball inside. Right-hander Payamps following Mears, who followed Peralta. There's a 1-0 pitch. That's popped up. Foul ground over there by first base and drifting over under it. Rhys Hoskins makes a 2-handed catch.
Out number 1.
And 1 down here in the 7th inning. Braves know that big wins come from bold plays. Hence why the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. The original Louisiana brand hot sauce. Flavor favors the bold. Back to the top of the order. And he gets runners on base. Try to cut into that 2-run deficit. Soler takes a ball up and in. Jorge's been on twice tonight. Double and a walk. He struck out in the 5th inning, and that was right after Brian Snitker was ejected from the ball game. There's a called strike on Soler.
Payamps, he's got a 2 mid-90s fastballs, a sinker and a 4-seamer. His favorite pitch is his slider. It's a good one.
1-1. Big healthy cut, but a miss at a fastball.
1-1 count. Excuse me, I apologize. 1-2 count.
Righty-righty matchup on the 1-2 pitch on the way to Soler. In for a called 3rd strike. Fastball knee high. He goes down looking. 2 down here in the 7th inning. It's now 9 strikeouts for Brewers pitchers. Austin Riley takes a first pitch strike. Austin's been pulling his weight tonight, no doubt about that. RBI double in the 1st inning, then a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. Swings and misses. Went low and outside with a slider. 0-2. Time called by Riley. Digs back in. This will be Payamps' 9th pitch here in the 7th. Low and outside, 1-2.
Surprised Austin didn't, offer at that pitch that was 3 or 4 inches outside, because we've seen that pitch called a strike multiple times.
1-2, hanging alive, fouling one off into the 2nd deck.
And that's the problem with an inconsistent zone, is that you really have to defend so much more real estate because you don't know what he's going to call. So as a hitter, it's a really unnerving feeling to be in that box and have to cover all that space.
1-2, fought off foul. That drifted inside with a fastball and just got a piece of it right above the thumbs. Righty Payamps set right at the belt. 1-2, check swing, didn't go. Able to lay off that slider again.
Yeah, Austin's quality of at bats has just been so good recently. Been one of the best hitters in
All
the
right,
league.
so we got 2-2 count. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Austin Riley
lays off at it for a 3rd time.
Lays off again for a 3rd time.
3-2 count on Austin. Trying to keep the inning alive for Marcell Ozuna. Bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 7th if Austin can reach. Payamps' 3-2 pitch popped up and back towards the seats down the first baseline. Riley chewing bubble gum, tapping the bat on his right shoulder, staring down the right-hander Payamps. Contreras sets up away. 3-2 is high. Under the fastball up and away, and it's a 2-out walk, and that'll keep the door open for Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah, just to reiterate, that was such a good at bat, because there was a lot of really good pitches. He took that close fastball away. He fouled off that fastball in. As a pitcher, you make that pitch in, you make a batter, you swing at that, you've got all your doors are open, but Austin stayed true to his approach and worked that walk.
Ozuna takes ball 1 low and outside. Now he got the 2-out walk. You got Ozuna had 1 ball and no strikes. And looking for a cookie that he can mash right here. Representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And now Piamp's having an issue with the PitchCom device. And the Brewers can't get their equipment to work right. Contreras is not happy.
We're going to give that sound a little refresh. There's a bit of a delay between the two.
And then you have more in the bullpen. You have a couple spares, and a couple times when last year I played, we lost one, and they're extremely expensive, multiple thousands of dollars
for one of them.
So they have them all numbered.
1-0, and he hits a high fly ball.
All right, so here we go.
Ball to center. Blake Perkins drifting in. Perkins walking under it. Now is directly under it. Makes the catch. And that is the bottom of the 7th inning. So the Braves get a 2-out
retire the
1-0 after
7th.
that. We head to the 8th inning. 6-4 Brewers.
Hey, don't strike out in your next roofing project.
His 2024 Braves debut, 6'2", 210-pound lefty Dylan Dodd, the 26-year-old out of Southeast Missouri State. Let's reacquaint ourselves with him. He's got a 92-mile-an-hour four-seamer, a slider, a changeup, and a cutter. He's been serving mostly as a starter at AAA Gwinnett. Last pitched on July 31st at Nashville.
And he's on to the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. Braves trailing 6-4.
Dylan Dodd, welcome to the big leagues.
Inside. If Dylan Dodd can strike out the side, Brenda Hines will be the lucky winner of a brand new Yanmar UTV. Yanmar, get more done, take less time. And if you'd like to know if you're a chance to win a Yanmar UTV, visit Braves.com/Yanmar and sign up today. There's a ball low and inside to Adames. Left-hander Dodd. And a 2-0 count on Adames. Pitch on the way to the plate. Outside, 3 balls, no strikes.
Race fans might remember Dylan Dodd, one of the young pitchers that found himself in the opening day rotation in early 2023.
3-0 in for a strike, 3-1.
Actually, check that. He might not have been in the opening day rotation, but he did make a few starts right after that.
Well, he started in that second series of the year, which was the first road trip of the year. So that first trip through the rotation, he was pitching. There's ball 4 high. Had a really good spring last year. Was throwing lots of strikes, and unfortunately not enough versus Adames there. And a leadoff walk here in the 8th inning. So no winner in the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. But Brenda Hines, we appreciate you being out there. We appreciate you playing. Climbing in Joey Ortiz. He'll take a ball high.
Dodd started 7 games in 2023 for the Braves through 34 1/3 innings. A record of 2-2.
1-0 pitch. Strike. Got his fastball over. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-handed hitting Ortiz steadies the bat. The pitch on the way from Dodd. That's in for a called strike. Ortiz has been on base 3 times in this ball game. 1-2 pitch, cracked foul into the seats down the right field line. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game live on the air and streaming free on the app.
WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station.
Inning. Dodd deals, misses
6-4
high.
Brewers.
Cutter just north of the strike zone at a 2-2 count. Brewers with a dozen base hits of the ball game. And leading by 2 runs, getting late. 2-2 pitch, pulled foul down the left field line. Mets are in Colorado tonight. That ball game's in the bottom of the 4th inning. They're tied at 2. And of course, keeping a close eye on what they're doing and what the Padres are doing and the Cardinals and others. Braves fell to 3rd in the wild card standings with their loss last night. And coming into the action tonight, held just a 1.5 game lead over the Mets for the final spot. Going to be pulled foul on the left field line into the screen. And that 1.5 game lead over the Mets as it stands right now for the final spot in the National League wild card picture. But 49 games left to be played after tonight.
You know, with the 12-20 game tomorrow, these next 12-14 hours going to mean a lot in that wild card race.
2-2, hard hit ball down the left field line. That's going to roll all the way into the corner. Going to chase it now is Adam Duvall in the corner. Coming around third base for the Brewers is Willie Adames. And he'll score standing on the RBI double by Joey Ortiz. And it's now 7 for Milwaukee. It was just past the leather of Austin Riley.
Oh, that should not be how it
Hugging the line
goes.
all
That
the
should
way
not
down.
be how it goes.
I'm just thinking through the situation. Braves catcher Sean Murphy probably hasn't caught Dylan Dodd since spring training. So it's been 4 months since he's seen him throw. So I'm guessing in between innings there, catching coach Sal Fasano was giving him a crash course on, hey, this is what he throws. This is what he's got. These are his best pitches. He's comfortable in these spots.
Blake Perkins takes a called strike.
So that long layoff, breeds some familiarity. It's a tough one to spit out.
Especially in the 8th inning.
Familiarity.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Perkins lifts one towards shallow right field. Olsen and Merrifield going back. Coming in, Jorge Soler. And Soler in between Merrifield and Olsen makes the catch. One down here in the 8th inning. Let me ask you this, being a former player, how often are players looking at the standings and talking about what they're seeing? Does that happen this time of year?
Some guys do. I tended not to because there's enough, pressure and expectations without checking on it every day.
Andrew Monasterio fouls one back. So in other words, you take care of your business, you win a game.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it.
I think about September is where I would start tuning in a little bit. I wouldn't check it every day, but once in a while just to see where we're at. Like I said, there's enough external pressure without, checking that every single day.
Mm-hmm. 0-1 driven down towards left field. That's in for a base hit. Coming around third base is Ortiz. And he's going to come in and score on the base hit by Andrew Monasterio. And it's an 8-4 lead for Milwaukee. Monasterio with His first base hit of the night, but the 4th time he's been on base. He's had 3 walks tonight. Batting for the first time in the ballgame, Sal Frelick took over in right field. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Frelick takes a ball inside. From Dodd, blow it outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Well, I can tell you this much. I know as far as we go here in the booth, and I'm sure listeners and fans alike, we're looking at the standings all the time because that's just what you do. But it makes a whole lot of sense for players to not even think about giving it a glance every single day like the rest of us do. There's a called strike until you get down to the last 40, 50 games of the year, especially for those teams who know they're not in first place and seeing where they stack up in the wild card.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, I got some good advice when I was a young player from my mentor, Darren Oliver.
2-1 to Frelick. Fly ball foul into the seats down the left field line.
And he said, you know, this was at the advent of Twitter and social media. And he said, man, you're not going to gain anything by reading what people are saying about you, right? If you're going to read the good, if you are going to read it, if you're going to read the good, you got to read the bad too. Or just completely ignore it. It's probably the easier thing.
Runner goes. There's a called strike. Throw down to second base and a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Needed that one. Sean Murphy with a good throw down right after the strikeout of Frelick, and that into the top of the 8th inning. But 2 more runs for the Brewers. They pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and none left. And we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's an 8-4 lead for Milwaukee.
Developers, engineers, and planners, do you have a project needing a cultural resources survey? This is Sarah Price with Wiregrass Archaeology. We're based in Mobile, Alabama, birthplace of Hank Aaron. In over 17 years of business, we have completed 1,000 projects.
Are you ready to round the bases with Base Balderdash? Today's phrase is pickle. Do you know what it means? Pickle, a rundown. William Shakespeare is thought to be the first to use the idiom in a pickle. Like a cucumber sitting in a vinegary brine for days on end.
The Cubs have the lead in Horner. In a pickle, they call him out.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Yes, I will
Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear. Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do. Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Sorry about that, guys. My wife just got home. Sorry for dozing off here.
Looking for a sports talk show that delivers quality Braves baseball and college football content? We'll look
in the top of the 8th.
The Buck Belue Show, weekday mornings on the
Well,
bottom of the 8th.
It took us.
The score is now 8-4. New Brewers
I probably
pitchers on the
should.
mound, big left-hander Jared Cadic.
It took us all these innings to get 4. I just don't foresee us
ERA.
getting another 4 before the end.
Started. He's been an opener
Unfortunately.
this year. So he's, as I mentioned, big lefty, big mid to upper 90s sinker, squaring off the other big lefty, Matt Olson.
Trailing by 4 runs now. On the pitch on the way to Olson, low and outside. 8 runs, 14 hits, and no errors for the Brewers. 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error for the Braves.
Amy, can you turn my oxygen on?
Left on left matchup, and the pitch on the way to Olson in for a called strike. Only 1 home run in the ball game. That was the 2-run homer by Austin Riley back in the 5th inning. There's the 1-1. Olsen fouls one off right there at his feet. And a 1-2 count now on Matt. Braves got out to a good start tonight. Had a 2-run first inning.
Yes, ma'am. I have the
24
I have the app.
Scoreless drought. And Matt contributed. Had a sac fly RBI in the first inning. Since then, a ground out. And
I still got to get a couple things I need.
1-2, good eye.
Because I only have one webcam.
Ball low and outside.
So I'm going to be doing a cam with an old phone. So now I'll get one of those the stickable ones that you can put in your car, and it's got the little
screen,
little suction cup sticky thing.
Into the Brewers
I'll use that to position my phone camera. And that's about it. We planned on this coming weekend.
And he gets a swing and a
we
miss.
plan on going and checking them out to
97
see
mile an
it.
hour
It can't be
fastball
that
with a
much.
strikeout.
$15, $20.
Well, looking back over the mock score this morning,
I have the app. I've messed around with it.
Doesn't it seem like it was a different game ago than it was
It is
Peralta
awesome.
versus Sale?
I like it.
It really does.
Feels like forever ago.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody says hello,
Both
Amy.
their last two outings, their outings have been very similar length, similar strikeouts.
I guess she's been out on the interstate
today, but then it's turned into a bullpen game. It's gotten a little.
There you go.
Orlando Arcia is able to punch one towards left field. Base hit as he was able to blast one right on by the shortstop Willie Adames. Orlando's second base hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 4. Needs more base runners.
She's out of the interstate with her cousin trying to fix our in-laws, or my oldest daughter's in-laws.
Ball had a base hit back in the 4th inning that was on the front end of a 5-4-3 double play.
I didn't know she had actually left earlier.
Time called.
I streamed.
Home plate umpire Brian Walsh.
She worked until
requested
she
time.
worked until midnight or until closing, and then had to be at work to do books at 2 a.m. So we didn't really get to do too much. But the next night we had a nice dinner. She made pulled pork, and I do believe that was a corn on the cob night.
Adam takes a ball high.
Good.
Crowd has dwindled a bit. 33,281 was the announced attendance tonight. The Braves trailing 8-4. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah,
give them some
Lane, a lot of your phones, like your phones make pretty good webcams, to be honest.
Ben, I know
now,
you're
the
taking a peek
iPhones,
at the 2025.
I got a Samsung.
You're looking forward to a certain game.
Galaxy 21 or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it is.
Over the last 24
it's a hand-me-down from my wife.
The ball game of the Bristol Motor
Speedway. It's got a pretty decent camera, but I've been told that iPhones have the better of the camera.
2-0 pitch. There's a called strike.
That's going to be pretty wild.
Absolutely.
The Google Pixels are pretty good.
The baseball field's going to look in that huge
but
stadium.
Those are super expensive phones.
I mean, that place sits about 150,000
I'll just stay with getting another $150 webcam over paying $1,000 for a
pitch
phone.
On the way to Adam Duvall.
But I have a phone that'll work out for the first.
Of course, there were some rumors earlier this season that could be the case for next year. We never heard anything beyond that.
I'm hoping to do my first stream from out in the front room
rumor at the time
as early as
the
next
might
week.
Be playing the Rangers at the Speedway, and of course, I don't think any of us really cared. Just thinking about playing a game there, regardless of opponents, very exciting. 3-1 fouled back, but then the announcement was made
how
July 31st of next year, the Braves
when we
will play
move,
the Reds
I will
at
have
the
a
Bristol Motor Speedway.
nice
They've
area
had
set up for my
a college football game there before.
Mm-hmm.
Three balls and 2 strikes on Adam Duvall. And the pitch on the way. Adam takes a called third strike. Goes down looking 2 down in the inning. But the thought of there being that ball game there and playing in front of that many people, I think is very exciting. And I'm sure the players would be thrilled to have the opportunity to play at a ball game in a venue like that.
Absolutely. Experience that would be. I never got to do any of the London trips or the Japan trips or the Field of Dreams game they had a few years ago.
So
Bristol Motor Speedway would be a pretty cool one to work.
That one wouldn't be quite as taxing with the
I
air
agree
travel.
with you. She is awesome.
Sean Murphy takes a called strike.
You know, you're
28 years.
dad jokes there with NASCAR.
Been together 30 plus.
And playing against the Reds and Ellie De La Cruz running around the bases. So you're going to have to brush up on your NASCAR lingo.
Love her to death.
Here's the 0-1 pitch on the way to Murphy. That'll be fouled back. Well, I'll tell you this much, and I mentioned this earlier before we were on the air. That game actually does take place. We get to have that ball game there. That I'm coming dressed head to toe as Richard Petty.
Yes.
I'm talking about the sunglasses, the hat, the jacket, the mustache, everything. And whomever I'm working with in this booth is doing the same. That's just how it's going to be. I don't miss low.
I think I'd have to dress like Dale, though.
Yeah, maybe that's the rule. You got to pick a driver.
Come on, Murph.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Sean Murphy.
Murphy 0 for 3 tonight.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Murphy punches that foul. Still a 1-2 count. 8 runs on 14 hits for the Brewers. 4 runs, 9 hits, and an error for the Braves.
Now, does the... And I'm only asking this because... well, let me read what you said
Freddy
here.
With a 1-2 pitch on the way from Koenig, and he blew it by him. Went with a cutter away, and Murphy couldn't find it. And that ends the bottom of the 8th inning. So
I'm the same way. I don't
eighth,
really care
we
for
get to the
Apple
top of the
stuff
ninth,
either.
8-4 Milwaukee.
All right, so we're heading to the top of the 9th. Yeah, I forgot I still got mine on. Your maiden name was Petty. Yeah, I still don't remember what I was saying. Your Sox are losing, huh, Jared? All right, we're back to Truist.
Braves had the early lead, then fell behind, then wrestled the lead.
First, we got to hold them to no more runs.
The Brewers had a 2-run 5th and a 3-run 6th. They picked up 2 more runs in the 8th inning. And they have a comfortable 4-run cushion into the 9th inning. They're looking to take this series here in Atlanta. Braves just took 2 out of 3 from the Brewers up in Milwaukee. And we're all hopeful that would be a good springboard into the final 2 months of the season. Cheerios swings for the first pitch. Missed every stitch of that cutter from Dylan Dodd.
My daughter,
the Braves
she
kept rolling, picked up 2 wins versus the Marlins.
She has
Coming
iPhones.
home after that successful
She always gives them
finish
away
of
to
the
other
road
people
trip.
when she
That'll be
gets
fouled
new one.
off. And then dropping 2 ball games.
I told her
to the
this last
Marlins,
time
and
I
then
wanted one of them.
Potentially the first 2 here versus the
She
Brewers.
says, you already
Been
got a phone. I
sour
said,
note.
yeah, but I want to use it for streaming in the front room. Okay, you know, it's an iPhone. They do have really nice
0-2.
camera systems on them.
Upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braves be counting on Charlie Morton tomorrow.
I didn't know you were able to use your phone for
Frankie
surveillance.
Montas. That'll be a quick
nice.
turnaround. That'll be a 12:20 Eastern first pitch.
I actually have 2 surveillance
1-2 hit hard out
systems.
towards left field. And a humpback liner's down for a base hit. Drilled a slider into left field. And Cheerios on base for the 4th time of the ball game. That's his 3rd base hit. And that's now 15 base hits for the Brewers. One night
That's
after
strong
they belted out
smelling.
16 hits.
Oh, man.
Reese Hoskins smokes one through the left side. First pitch cutter to him. And he's got his third base
leadoff single.
With all these base
excuse
hits,
me.
the baseball budget is going to be
two
going
guys
up.
on.
You know, the average Major League Baseball only lasts a few pitches, and as soon as it gets put into play, a lot of pitchers won't throw it again. So last 2 nights, probably been going through a lot of new pearls, man.
There's no doubt about that. I feel like that's changed over the years.
I felt like in the beginning of the game, you know, we had the first 2 runs,
and
then we got the next 2 runs. I really felt like we had something going.
And use it to their advantage.
You know, and to be honest, in the beginning,
and I'd imagine you know what to do with a good scuff or two.
Was
got to be in the right spot.
Yes, he was calling calls
that
weren't strikes that were balls and balls that were.
But yeah, I've used
calling balls that were strikes.
One to Sanchez.
But he was in the first inning and a half, 2 innings.
Second.
He was doing it consistently between the 2 teams.
2 down over to third base.
Then it was like a light switch turned off or on.
Back with a scuff on it.
It was all one-sided for those calls. They all went in the Brewers'
baseball has
favor.
The horseshoes, right? If it was near the middle of the horseshoe, then I knew where the ball was going to go. If it was too far off from that,
looks like Charlie Morton
sync up with my pitch grips and my
is
pitch
Thursday's
movement.
Probable starter.
William Contreras takes the ball high. So you wanted it on that big white spot in
between. Did that say 11:30 Eastern?
Yeah, there's
You're telling me it's a 10:30 game in the morning?
If you break them up, and any of those 4 would work for me.
I gotta look that up real quick,
just
guys.
to be clear, I don't even know if it's illegal to throw a scuff ball. It is definitely illegal to create the scuff yourself.
Sure.
I never did that, but I kind of arrived on the scene in baseball at the very end of the ball doctoring era, and I'm sure it still goes on a little bit, but not like it did back in the day.
1-1 is high, but every now and then you might get a little Easter egg and think, oh, look what I got.
Yep. And so a lot of times umpires, if the ball bounces into dirt, will make you throw it out for that reason. If you watch a lot of catchers on their throw down at the end, in between
12:20
Eastern. If that ball bounces, that umpire
11:20 a.m. Central. All right, it is
2-1 to Contreras in for a called strike.
And I've actually heard of catchers purposely skipping the ball to give their pitchers a scuff, and you know the umpires got wise to that, and now that rule is enforced. That's got to be thrown out.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he gets a swing and a miss, and Dodd able to deliver pretty good slider low and in. So gets the double play, then the strikeout, gets out of trouble. We head to the bottom of the ninth.
That's going to do it for the top of the ninth. So the Braves,
head to the bottom of the ninth inning. 8-4.
Put up or shut up time.
Cool off your summer with a.
We are down 4. We need 5 for a walk-off, 4 to take extras. I know it. Oh, now I know what I was going to ask. I was going to ask something. I said, let me read what you said first. Now I remember. Okay, I don't know for sure, but when a player in MLB, like Kelnick, struck out and then took his bat and broke it over his leg, do they get fined for stuff like that? Because in football, basketball, I'm not quite sure about basketball, but in football and some of the other sports, when you do something unsportsmanlike that, the league itself fines you for doing it because, you know, it looks bad on the league. Is the MLB like that? Do they fine these guys for their little tantrums like that, of throwing stuff around and breaking bats? And I mean, it just looks unprofessional. And I understand the dude's frustrated, but what kind of signal does that send to the youngsters that are watching? You know, it shows them, hey, look, this guy here is up in the major leagues, and look, he's doing this, so it must be okay to do. And it's not. It's not okay to be unsportsman like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, last chance for the Braves. They're trailing by 4. Brewers 8, Braves 4. On to pitch the 9th inning. Not a safe situation, but one of the very best closers in the game.
This is a one-sided game for sure.
Games this season
the Brewers,
his season debut
8 runs,
28th.
16
had a back problem like many of these Brewers, oddly enough.
No errors.
He missed most of that season.
Looked like the Braves had 4 runs.
So good, he won
8
the
hits,
National League
1 error
of the year. Absolute nasty.
Might have been 9 hits. I just caught the tail end of it.
9-1 in the Braves lineup.
Yeah, need some base runners quickly. Trailing 8-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Jared Kelenic, the first man to see him. And he swings and he drives one to deep right center field. That's heading back to the wall, and that thing's going to go. It's a home run by Kelenic.
There you go, Kelenic! Home run! That man gets it in. Yes!
Well, the Braves had not homered since Saturday. They belted 2 home runs in this ball game.
There you go, Kelenic.
Kelenic, 399 feet off his bat. There's a ball outside.
Oh yeah, I mean the
one ball and
the coach coming out there
Merrifield.
screaming at the ump like that, you know, it's
to get him aboard.
unsportsmanlike
Then get back
as
to
well.
the top of the order, see who else can reach.
But boy, that umpire deserved
1-1
it.
pitch.
Oh, did he deserve it?
Strike 1 and 2.
There's that change.
That ump, like I said, it's felt like it is
it's called an airbender.
so personal with this ump tonight in the Braves.
You got one pitch so nasty that everybody else decides to nickname it.
It's a cool nickname. 1 and 2 on Merrifield. Righty-righty matchup on the 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Went down with a fastball.
Gotta be out number 1.
One down here in the 9th inning. Sometimes, and I think about the 2021 World Series team, and when you have a run like the Braves did 3 years ago, you look back and you'll see different things that went your way, different breaks that went your way, where you think, man, it just felt like it was meant to be. And one of those things in the postseason, the Brewers were without this guy, Devin Williams. Pitch on the way to Soler. That'll miss.
Finally got the dance.
He had broken his hand in frustration, had punched a bench, and he was out. And that was a big piece missing for the Brewers in their bullpen. Now the Braves won that division series over Milwaukee. There's a ball inside. And that kind of led right into thinking about the Braves having home field over the Dodgers, who won 106 games that year, significantly more than the Braves, but they were a wild card team. There's the 2-0 pitch. Soler sends one foul. The only time I think of Williams, I think about him not being available in that division series.
Soler 2-1 count.
Something hard in
Bottom of the 9th, 1 out.
Only make once.
Braves down by 3.
In that hand.
Especially with that pitching hand.
Brewers leading 8-5.
You got to use your left hand.
Soler 1 for 3 on the day.
2-1 in for a strike.
See there?
Soler can't believe it.
What is with this?
He's letting him know. Soler, it's not Jose Altuve up there. That's Jorge Soler.
2-2 got him looking.
And another call that should have. Oh, man. Throw this ump the hell out of the major leagues. You don't deserve to call a game.
So the Braves out of their final out here in the bottom of the 9th inning, trailing 8-5. Riley's been on 3 times. He's had a good night with the RBI double and a 2-run homer as well as a walk. Trying to keep the Braves' hopes alive. First pitch fastball for a called strike.
It's the last out for the Braves.
Austin with a healthy cut, but fouls back a heater, 0-2. A 2-run homer by Riley back in the 5th inning. RBIs 49 and 50 on the year.
You know, I don't want to take anything away from the Brewers. They played a hell of a game.
But down in the count,
you know,
it's
been a great game. It's just, it's sad that this umpire, obviously,
third strike,
it's personal.
So the Brewers have
got him looking
and taken the first 2 ball games versus the Braves.
That's it.
They had 16 hits last
That's
night.
your final score, 8-5.
16 more hits tonight.
Milwaukee has beaten Atlanta Braves 8-5,
for the Braves,
and they have now won the
hit,
series.
The homer by Kelnick, no errors, and then left. Final score: Brewers 8, Braves 5. Back with the totals after this.
The original.
So there you have it. Ain't much we can do when you got the umpire doing what he did. You ain't going to tell me that wasn't personal. No umpire is going to continue making that atrocious of calls the whole damn game and making them against one side of the two teams. He continued to give the Brewers the good calls. When they were a ball, he was calling them strikes. When they were strikes, he was calling them a ball for the Braves. Unreal. All one-sided. Not much you can do against that. Here's what I'd like to see. Let a team be able to say, hey, I want a different. We should be able to swap in a catcher. Or an ump. If an ump is making that bad of calls, he should be out the door, bring a new one in. Start taking these guys' pay. Do something. Make them making these bad calls. Punish them some way. And especially, I truly think this guy it was personal for him. I truly believe it. So, what's to stop him from doing it again to another team or doing it to the Braves again if he's on board to umpire their game? What's to stop him from doing it? If there's no punishment on it. But I don't want to take anything away from you Brewers fans. The Brewers played a really good game. They have nothing to do with what that ump's doing. It's not their fault that the umpire was calling them the way that they was. So I don't want you to think that that I'm trying to make it out like, the Brewers didn't deserve to win. You guys got the calls. That's all I can say. And you played a hell of a game. Now, I do see I didn't bring on the chat, so we'll end the chat poll now. I hope he does. I hope that gets looked at real good. Real hard. Because those are pretty obvious. Let him go back and watch. Let him go back and watch from the perspective that we see behind the pitcher and see where those balls are going. Let him watch and then try to say that he made a good call. Because he didn't. And watch him make all the good calls for the Brewers and be one-sided against the Braves. And then understand why he's probably going to get beat up in the parking lot. Somebody probably going to beat that dude up in the parking lot. Oh, man. Well, that was game. So, tomorrow's game, it said, is... Let me look again here. 12:20 p.m. Eastern, first pitch. 11:20 Central. So, be looking for the channel to go live at 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time, guys. Hey, Dixon. Yeah, you're very right, Dixon, yeah. Another problem we have is our hitters. This season has just been disappointing. I mean, there's no... I mean, we're not out of it yet. You know, we still have a chance for a wild card. So, I mean, it's not over yet. It just feels that way. the way these guys are playing, like, a lot of it doesn't seem like, I don't know, it doesn't seem like they feel that there's a need to hustle. You know, you could definitely see a lot of the confidence has gone out of them. Yeah. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. So there you have it, guys. We're behind in the series 2-0. Tomorrow's game will start at 12:20 Eastern, 11:20 Central. We'll be going live here on the channel at 11 o'clock. I'd like to say thank you for everybody that stopped in. Thank you for the 3 subs that we picked up tonight. And thank you so much for all the likes. And most of all, thank you for the support from everybody. So with that said, hey, I'm KGB from the C Sports Network, Clan HBS channel, and I will see everybody tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. Until then, peace.